Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for another episode of Void, where we have the sillies today. Which means there'll be no drama, there'll be no danger in the episode at all. It'll be a fun, definitely no death. Yeah, it's a fun game. This is a Hot Springs episode. If you get the reference, you get the reference. And it's gonna be hot. Alright, that's enough of this. If you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do so is by joining us over on Patreon down below for all kinds of cool behind-the-scenes exclusives. While you're down there, click on that link, join us in the graveyard in our Discord, join the conversation, join the community, and just be a part of things. And as always, in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. Is one, when that bar fills, Dot gets whatever the hell she wants to us in our hot spring. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing faces that you see here before you. With that, I turn things over to Dot to take us into the safety of space. The end. Hold on. No, it's me.
Fucking hashtag blame Mike.
There we
Hashtag
go.
blame Mike.
We're good.
indeed.
Damn it.
It's blame
Mike.
Streamlabs. It reset my headphones to audio.
This is on
Is that
you.
better?
It's good
Hashtag
now.
blame Mike.
Chat, give us
This
a
is-
thumbs
Oh,
up.
Gnome is also
See,
muted.
Hiker's in
apparently.
here with me.
You were all muted.
Because it was a collective. Okay, we're
Yeah.
here. We're here now. So where
Thanks.
was I?
Thanks
Start
for
again,
the
Dad. It was a
corruption,
really
I
good
think.
story.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm gonna
Blame chat.
So okay, you know what? Let's rewind. Before we hop into our recap, I'm going to preface something now that I've already prefaced to my cast because I think y'all are gonna really like this. I see that corruption bar, and I raise you the 13 darkness points that I'm currently sitting on. My plan from now until the end of the season, so tonight plus 2 more episodes, I am dumping the entire pool of darkness points to assure that a certain series of events kind of take place. I've got 3 major events that are happening under that. Instead of kind of spending them throughout and trying to do this kind of cost system in the book, I just decided that I'm sitting on a lot. So I'm dumping them. This is not good for them, everyone. This is not good for them. So your corruption bars are helping right now because I'm going to be running out of darkness points. So if we want things like cards played, if you want extra stuff to happen to them, they're going to need your help because I am spending all 13 darkness points, I repeat. Okay. Prefaced. How we feeling, chat? Y'all ready? How we feeling, cast?
Yeah, after that intro, we're feeling great.
Everybody feeling good? Okay. where was I when I was muted? Oh, yes. Once upon a time, there was a crew called the Defiant. They decided to go to space. Space is big and scary and full of darkness. And their travels have led them over a couple seasons to and fro amongst the Third Horizon. But today, they find themselves, I did not move. I did not move!
Go, Dad. I wasn't talking to you.
No! Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, I didn't move. I'm sitting right here. Okay, sorry. This is why I can't read the green room chatter while I'm trying to give y'all things.
Well, don't turn it off, Dot.
I can't turn it off. It pops up in a little box.
Put it behind something, Dot. Guys, Dot's a professional. She went to school for this.
I'm such a professional that I'm reading chat and GMing, motherfucker.
Are you?
Pew pew.
Right
critical Mike. Okay, where was I? Oh yes, far and wide across the Third Horizon. But tonight, we find these same adventurers after having traveled to and fro amongst the Third Horizon, deep on an icy moon, 2 miles under a frozen surface, where they've been sent by the Consortium. They have snuck in past the barricade of the Order of the Pariah, who is currently being framed by, who we've recently learned, is the Nazarene Sacrifice, a cult of the First Horizon that has been sleeping amongst the Third Horizon since the Portal Wars ended, and they are slowly awakening. And they are the reason that the White Butterfly smashed through, or so we believe, into Tawin way back in Season 1. But that same incident came spitting back out the other end of the Tawin portal into Yuharu. It has crash landed in these same icy waters, and they have found themselves deep, deep, deep into this moon. And last we saw them, they had successfully made it to the sunken vessel, this massive freighter ship that was spat back out the other side. But something else seems to have crashed into it. Now, I'm going to set us up for a little clarification. You are currently deep underwater. You're standing in basically a pocketed bubble of air inside of the larger sunken front end of this freighter ship, okay? The thing that has crashed into it clearly came from, like, the side. It's been sealed off by a thin layer of ice. That is what's keeping you from the outside pressure of the world, is a small, thin layer of ice that's kind of sealed around the end of this ship that has crashed into a much larger vessel. The much larger vessel has you sealed off by doors. So when you open the other door, there's probably water on the other side. This just is a small pocket, okay? All right. Now, in front of you, you're pretty sure you can see this ship, but your eyes wander in and out. It's as if there is this black darkness that surrounds it. The four of you plus a single legionnaire and the Nadina was her name. I can't remember what her rank is. Anyways, it doesn't matter. They're there to kind of... Special agent. Thank you. Yep. She's a special agent, along with the single legionnaire. We don't have to talk about what happened to the other one because he's perfectly fine. He's perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine in the ground.
I mean, technically,
there's no ground in
space.
So, like,
Fair point.
And technically,
just perfectly fine.
He was dissolved.
Perfectly fine in vacuum.
So
He was kind of put down. Yeah, he's probably what's left.
Did you just say he was put down?
he's dissolved.
Like a dog?
He was put down. He was. He was a dog. He was kind of washed down and into the biohazard. Like there'll be like a container for biohazard material on this ship, and that's probably where his remains are. But that's not important because right now you're staring at this thing that has crashed into this much larger vessel that you came here. Now you were sent here. I'm gonna remind you of your mission to recover the blue disc from the larger freighter. You're almost to like the bridge where this would be housed.
What Are there any in the room that we're in? Are there any compartments labeled or anything like equipment that could be handy, like lying around?
I there's not. I mean, this whole ship is like ruined. It's a quarter of the entire vessel because you got like half of the front end of the ship. So there's not a lot here. What's here is really damaged. A lot of it has like been blown out into the water. You saw a lot of it like floating around. I would say there might be some like crates here, but again, it's not. It's like at an angle, so the ground's not even really level where you're standing. Now, but in front of you is another ship, the one that kind of crashed into this, and something about it seems rather familiar. I am going to have all of you, if you have a mystic ability, you can roll a mystic ability check.
Ooh.
I'll make sure, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. There seems to be some kind of unnatural surrounding darkness. You can't quite penetrate it or see through it, but you can roll a mystic ability check to see if you can.
Any of us, or
Anybody that has the mystic power, because you're all standing here staring at it.
I was definitely logged into Roll20 right now. Totally.
All right.
Yep.
I'll roll it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm rolling too.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
Yay!
It is only Tamir, and Tamir, maybe it's your glasses.
Nope, not wearing them.
Great. Maybe
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But as you stare at it, there's definitely something unnerving. It seems to be some kind of phenomenon. Darkness. It's like the way gravity pulls at something. There's like this dark. It's like it's pulling the darkness out of the ether and using it as a shield for what is actually here, which is a white butterfly vessel. You're pretty sure that's what this is. The white butterfly, you've only seen once. You've heard of it. You're pretty sure that's what came through, but you saw it when it took off from Kua as you were all escaping, like blowing up that medical facility last season. So yeah, it looks as if the door to the vessel is like open because it's very clearly crashed. I'm gonna say on a 2, now that you're here and you can penetrate through this darkness like shield, it's missing a wing, the actual vessel, and it literally looks like a giant insect. In fact, you're not entirely sure it's not somewhat organic. Like looking at it, it's not just like metal plating on the outside. Like you think maybe if you were to touch it, it would be soft. It's an organic material, and it's missing one of its wings, very clearly missing one of its wings. And it, you can see it's like long and narrow. This is the ship. It's built kind of like a torpedo, so it's missing this wing here, right there. But it's got, you can see it's got the other one.
Okay.
But there's like a hole or a breach or a door that's kind of open. So it seems as if you can see in, you can find possibly a way into this white butterfly if you wanted to.
Yeah, I think Tamir kind of recognizing how just, I mean, enchanting a vehicle like this is. He's going to go just touch it at first, especially the panels that just don't seem normal or of material that they would even possess here in the Third Horizon.
I think it's Aurora, probably, that speaks up to you. Like as you get close and you kind of go to touch it, Aurora says, "Don't."
And he stops.
Like right before you touch it. It could be an illusion.
An illusion?
The First Horizon. And she kind of like, you see like all this information like across kind of your mind's eye. She like pulls data. And she's like, if it's true that they can wield the darkness They can make you believe anything.
How would we be able to distinguish what we are seeing with our own eyes as an illusion?
Yes, I don't know. But if it's an illusion, there has to be a power source. Or somebody making it happen. And you can see there's like a real seriousness to Aurora's voice as she says that. The darkness is not doing this to itself. Something is shielding the ship from you being able to see it completely. And to correct, Malik last time did bring this down. So basically, I imagine we see Tamir sees that, kind of steps up to it. Malik is clicking away at his data pad, and about this time you can kind of like see it gets dropped, right? The energy, though, doesn't dissipate out. It's not like flipping a light on or off and the darkness just goes away. It draws into itself as if it rips into the ship, deep into this white butterfly. Somebody pulls it back in.
Under guidance, Tamir still doesn't quite know how to explain and not explain Aurora to people. We should not do not touch this yet. It could be some sort of illusion formed of darkness, which means an unknown consequence. There perhaps maybe Malik, how were you able to power down the shield first? Because there is another source of energy that is being utilized right now. I cannot quite make sense of it.
You know, man, I'm not really sure. There was like a connection. Like a wireless connection.
Are you able to find another? Is there another signal? Another energy source?
That's the only one that I saw.
You'd have to do it from inside the ship. You'd have to like connect less remotely if you wanted more information.
That's the only one that I saw.
Aurora,
Yes.
I know you are familiar with significantly older technology, but does any of this seem more familiar to you, or?
Yes. I'm the running system for the White Butterfly ship. The prototype, anyways. They developed me to run this advanced organic system many years ago. 2-Bit found me. Took me. They redeveloped my original programming into something else, but yes.
What an incredible gift, Aurora. Would
guess.
you be able... What do you guess?
Well, because I was designed to run a very powerful weapon.
So the white butterfly is a weapon?
Of a sort. It's more of what it's supposed to do.
And what is that?
Wait.
For what?
For the opportune time to come through to the third horizon.
Well, we have
Ships.
seen...
Ships deteriorate. They, don't hold up the test of time. But the first horizon, they took their time, and they developed an somewhat organic vessel. It grows and changes, but it can wait for a very long time. Tamir, I don't think they broke through from the first horizon to the third horizon. I think that they were waiting in a space in between. In fact, I know they are. They developed this ship and my running system to wait in a space between portals.
If it were not for the numbers that we saw back in Hamura with Bashir, I wouldn't believe any of this, Aurora, but... Tamir kind of looks to the others, clearly having a conversation with himself.
Yeah, I imagine the two that are with you are kind of looking at Tamir a little funny. Squinting their brow a little bit.
Just a wee bit.
A little bit.
Just a little. This vessel, it is semi-organic in nature, and their intention was to wait in a space between the portals.
That's
Not from-
ridiculous. You can't do that. There is no space between portals. It's like a door.
Yes. But there are obstructions in doorways. There are doorways in doorways.
You also have doorsteps.
That's not how the portals work. We've been using the portals for years. You don't wait in between. You go from point A to point B.
But that is how quantum physics works.
How do
It
the portals
doesn't have
work?
to be at point A to point B.
I don't know. The last time I jumped through,
Yeah, no, you can just stop.
they
You have no idea how portals work.
look. I've done enough jumping through portals to know that never have I been stationary and in between.
And I've been on this ship for over a year and I don't know how to pilot it.
So what? There are like more of these just waiting in between portals?
Yes.
Probably.
Well, then I say we recover that blue disc and find out if that's actually the truth.
That makes no sense at all.
Yes, it does. She goes, if I'm correct, my debrief told me that all of you reported something shot at the ships that came through. The Zafirah, she gestures to the massive ship around you, and the Ghazali, correct? It was a vessel of similar description.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So if their blue disc that you retrieved the first time around had information on it, then I imagine that this vessel's blue disc, which we were sent to recover, she does not gesture to the white butterfly, she gestures to the Zafirah, is going to have information on when this vessel struck it. The blue disc should report all of that.
Okay. Let's rewind for a second. How would this ship crashing into this ship, retrieving the blue disc, how would that tell us if there were more white butterflies?
I don't know, but it's
It
a
wouldn't.
place to start.
It wouldn't.
I know there are more white butterflies.
Either way, our mission is to retrieve the disc.
No, your mission is to protect us.
My mission is to assure that the blue disc makes it back, as well as all of you. We are all on the same mission.
What I mean is, if you want to know if there are more white butterflies, perhaps there is something similar to a blue disc on it. But that's not my mission, so be my guest.
We have a short period of time and a limited amount of oxygen. You would like to suggest that instead of completing the mission we were sent for, we delve into a vessel we do not understand. And she points to the kind of crack, the crevice in it. You can see into the ship now that you have kind of brought this barrier down. And you can see it's got these kind of octagonal or like hexagonal kind of shapes on the inside. Nothing seems anything like any technology you've ever witnessed before. At least not in the Third Horizon, since all of you have been in your living lives.
Alia turns to I keep wanting to say heirs to Tal and goes, Captain, it's your call. What do you think we should do?
Look, my oxygen tank is already obviously cracked a little bit, leaking somewhere. We are here for one thing. I'd really rather not die on a ship I don't know. Let's get the blue disc here. If it looks like we still have plenty of oxygen left, and Tal does not look at all hopeful that this is going to be the case, then we'll think about combing the white butterfly for more information.
Fair enough.
I would also like to report this to my mentor and hopefully maybe get a better understanding on what we can do next. I feel like we're all a bit in over our heads with this, just with us here.
Report to the people who hired us. And Tal gives Alia a look like, stop talking.
Yep.
That was KP.
They kind of like brows furrow and they kind of like nod, but she looks to you. I mean, she has to follow your lead and the Legionnaire's following her, right? So
Tal just starts looking around for other ways to get out of this room, essentially.
there's another door that basically is going to lead you to kind of the main core area of the larger ship, and you'll be right before you hit the bridge. You would know because this is similar to the vessel that you've been on before. You kind of know the layout. I remember y'all rolled for that last time, so you have a general idea. You need to pry the door open, and there's going to be a lot of pressure because there's water on the other side. So this chamber's going to flood.
Okay. So I say, everybody ready for a flood? Because this is, once I open this door, then we're all back to breathing mechanisms.
Tal, you'll have to be careful with yours. You won't have enough to come back. Maybe there's oxygen on this ship.
Tal kind of looks around at, like, the destruction around them and is like, yeah, maybe. It'll be fine. We're gonna get this blue disc as quickly as possible and get up. That's all we can do.
Then I suggest we hurry.
Yeah.
Lead the way, Captain. How would you like to open the door? Are y'all gonna pry it open? Or are you gonna try to like security breach it?
Yeah,
there's not really any power, so does anybody have a battery pack on them or something you could like short circuit the door? If not, you're gonna have to pry it open, which will be force.
I can use Gearhead to tinker with whatever we can find and kind of mash it together to create some sort of
create something.
Pressurized device that'll almost like a jaw of life thing that basically is just a crank or something. And
okay, I'll take science or technology, whichever you want to roll.
And if necessary, Alio can try and like help
pull the door open. Yeah. Okay, that's enough. It's definitely janky, and it's only with what little bit that you have been able to find.
And it'll break right away.
And it's gonna break pretty much right away, and you can feel it like creak as the door like slides open and water begins to pour in. It slowly begins to fill up at all of your feet, and by the time the door is fully open, water is just rushing in, and before you know it, it's above all of your heads, and you're floating once again in open like water, and you make your one by one through the door, swimming kind of forward, and you make it to the main. You can tell this is the main shaft of the Zafirah, and there's a few things that you see. Most of the bottom of the vessel is gone. It's been replaced by almost a rather beautiful layer of ice, as if it has kind of stuck here. And below it, you can see those light balls, the ones from Kua. Remember? The ones that float around. I actually believe y'all brought one back. There's a whole bunch of them.
The sugar ball.
The sugar ball. They floated up from the bottom of the kind of planet or the sea bottom, and they're hitting the ice bottom below you, making it look like stars. And as you kind of use this natural light, you're kind of floating and swimming. I need... I need a check from... I think I have to take it from all of you. You can all very much tell that there was a mass explosion here. I will take a science roll or maybe a survival check. I might even take a pilot check for this. This is kind of information on the damage of what happened. Like, can you tell by the mangled metal and the explosions? Like, can you tell what went on here?
1.
Okay.
I also have one.
1. Great. So it's pretty clear that what's left of this has kind of been reduced to kind of a twisted bits of what was left of the skeletal form. The centralized area where like the hangar is and everything seems to be a little less damaged. But you can see there was definitely torpedo. Something attacked the ship with an explosive that melted the metal because it's like mangled and like blown away. But there seems to, as maybe even you pass by the hangar, you can see the floating dead corpses everywhere in these hangars where they were clearly trying to like evacuate the ship or fight. And the hangar with all the like missiles or like the load bay there clearly went off from the inside. So they knew exactly where on the ship to attack, and it exploded from the inside outwards. More than likely the piece that broke this vessel in half to begin with, sending and leaving half of it in Tawin, and then the other in the stasis that eventually got spat back out here into Yuharu. It's a rather eerie feeling. It's quiet, except for, you know, the kind of deafening sound of water. As you swim through kind of this mess of debris and bodies.
As we're swimming, Tal finds just a sharp piece of metal that broke off of something, and kind of grabs that as a makeshift knife. Continue swimming on.
Yeah, you kind of find a piece that's like right in front of you. You kind of reach out and grab it. It's nice and sharp on the edge. The natural like burning has actually sharpened it and made it stronger from the explosion. I heard that. Who did it? I heard you.
That's Mike. Just chilling at the water cooler.
We're underwater, guys.
You kind of come to this port hangar, and as you enter, you all begin to feel this kind of heavy pressure pushing down on you. And then, before you know it, there's kind of this high-pitched a shriek almost, that begins to kind of almost deafen you. I need all of you to pass an empathy test.
Empathy or manipulation?
Empathy. You needed at least a single success. Yeah, okay. They see, okay.
I also have a success.
As it almost like blocks... Oh, you know what? I need a quick roll for them too, don't I? Oh.
I only had 3 die.
Oh, man. They have no...
I have
empathy.
5 and I rolled 0.
Fail. Fail.
Well,
all right.
that's okay.
So the 2 of them fail. Anybody that failed, you can't do anything but like grab your head. You can't get to it because you're wearing a helmet, but this pressure and this ringing, you almost can't see. It's like a migraine in a way, I guess, in that regard. Those of you that succeeded are able to kind of push this feeling down, veer past this pain. And
Y'all
you see-
yawned. is what happened. You just
Yes.
yawned, and then
Yeah.
you had a little pop in your ear.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
just
and you,
happened
like,
at just the right moment. We yawned at just the right time.
But you can see that the outward gate of the port hangar has been kind of violently flung across and fused, probably due to the heat to the back wall. The two of you that pass will immediately notice that you can only see... No, that there is... I don't know. Do I want to do this to y'all? Am I really
Yeah,
this
do
mean?
it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. You got darkness point.
I know I do.
bullets.
Okay.
Let's go make a show. Boop boop.
Okay, so anybody that didn't pass suffers 2 points of stress and suddenly becomes filled with this strong feeling of lust.
You got horny sharks
Repeat
down
that
here?
spot for what?
Oh
sorry,
wow.
what?
Okay.
Yep, I'm just double checking that I'm reading this correctly.
You got
So
horny,
is that-
horny
I
sharks
am.
in space? What's up?
I
It's
think that I am.
mermaids. It's mermaids. We got mermaids.
Same thing. I said horny
There
sharks. You
are
said mermaids.
no
They're the same.
good space mermaids. There
There
are
were
none.
space mermaids.
Those do not exist.
You,
they're
you
not
just start
friendly.
to get this feeling
Where's
of,
this?
of
That's
lust.
mind
What it
points,
says.
Stress
right?
is mind points. Yeah.
Stress is mind points, yes.
Oh god, but that's
Oh.
not.
Yep.
Yep,
Shit.
correct. Correct.
Do I click the boxes for
Boxes.
this?
Yep.
You should
How
have
many?
you should have a number that you say 2. 2 mind
Okay.
points. You should have like a total number that'll be in a the box under modify, but you
Uh-huh.
can check off up to that many before
Okay,
there's like some repercussions.
I just hit my 6. Oh wait, no,
Oh,
I shouldn't have
really?
any, right? Wait, I shouldn't
No,
have any.
you wouldn't.
have-
Yeah,
Nice.
you shouldn't have any. You should
Oh,
be.
okay,
No,
so there
nobody
we
should
go.
have any right now.
That's why. It's probably from a previous session. Okay, so and you said 2, right? Plus 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so 2. So those of you that failed. So those of you that see past it or like push it down, you feel okay and you realize there's something going on here, but you can't quite place it. But you can see the bridge, that door blasted and flung open. You can see the centralized station where you need to pull the disc from. You're almost there. Those of you that failed.
I just want to remind you, I'm a priestess. That's like telling a nun that they're horny now.
Correct.
Okay, just saying.
2 points of stress. Okay, let me read it in its entirety. So suddenly being filled with a strong feeling of lust, love, or longing for someone or something somewhere else, such as potentially back on the ship. Cough, cough.
I passed.
The mission seems pointless and lost, as there are far more important things waiting somewhere else, anywhere else. And as this deep feeling of maybe it's lust or it is longing, maybe it feels like melancholy, right? So deep and just extremely tied to memory. You begin to hear a smooth caressing song. So who raise your hand if you're affected? I just want to know who did who. Okay.
So I have a
Jets.
question.
Yeah.
Tamir and Tal's minds are connected. So
Oh.
Tal took the mind points, even though she passed.
Oh, okay.
So she definitely still has a headache.
So so how about this? You take it and push it down, but you realize that something's going on with Alia and Tamir.
Okay.
Which I would say Malik has no idea because Malik is not being affected the same way at this point. But you can see that there's their faces change under the mask. The same thing for the two your bodyguards basically. They also kind of stop and like float there for a second as if they're longing for something in this weird melodramatic way. And those of you that failed begin to hear this soft song, this caress in your ear. And I will say, Eris, you hear this song without the pain of the headache necessarily.
Oh no, I still have the headache. Tal's just not horny. It's fine.
Perfect, great. So you don't get any of the benefit. Here we go.
Headache and horny, you know?
Yeah. And you hear the words of this song, and they don't come through very clean at first. I wouldn't call it static as much as like words being passed through water, but eventually it becomes clearer and clearer. Seeker, surrender to my warm embrace. Let true love in. Take what you need. Open your eyes. Demand true desire. Listen to your deepest emotions. Let them flow through you. Fill the darkness with life and love. Demand true happiness. And... Oh. Okay, that's it. Malik, are you headed towards the blue disc?
Yeah.
I imagine you are. Roll
He
me a
doesn't
strategy
have-
check
he-
as
he
soon as you
doesn't-
get up there.
He doesn't know shit's going on. He's just like...
Yep.
boop, 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 boop,
Malik,
boop, boop,
you
boop,
kind of
boop.
swim forward. You can see him as he gets farther away. He doesn't get too far where you lose sight of him. You just see him like go into the bridge, like open up into the bridge, maybe even push a floating body to the side, and begin like trying to Dadajin his way through pulling the blue disc.
Yeah, as Tal feels the headache come on, and she kind of stops, holds her head for a moment, and pushes the feelings down, and sees Malik continue and says, "Malik, don't go too far. There's something's going on. It's weird."
I'm interested to know, what is it that Tamir and Alia long for?
Home. Ali just wants home, just a place, and she feels like she found it, but maybe this is where it's like still there's something in her, deep within her, that thinks that everything is still going to be temporary, that even this, her current place among this crew that's now her family, is temporary, that something's going to happen that will take it away, or she'll have to let go and move on again like she's always done all her life.
You long for the ship, the Defiant, this home that Tal refused to give up, that has become home to so many. Pouring tea, laughing. You just want to go back and turn around, Alia. Tamir, what is it that you lust, love, or long for?
For Tal. For a long life together that he is so certain with the path that they're on, they'll never obtain.
The fear is if you go any farther, you'll lose that thing that you so long for. All you and Tal have to do is turn around and go back to the ship. That's all you have to do. Malik, roll a Dadajin. As you get there to try to retrieve this blue disc.
Dot, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
We're underwater?
Mm-hmm.
How do computer underwater?
You don't.
Is there
Sure, it'd be nice to have somebody that wants to roll technology or science for you, because they're going to have to take apart the console to pull it out, probably.
I mean, hold on. Let me just go ahead and roll technology, because I'm trained in it.
Hey-o! Okay, it's going to take you a minute, and you get up there and you're like, oh, fuck, I'm underwater. And you realize that you're going to have to break open the console, pull the whole, like, computer piece out, and actually break into, like, pull the CD out of the ROM drive, basically, right? Like, you're going to have to go in and pull the blue disc out manually. And this is going to take you some time. And in the background, we can kind of see underwater with great effort as Malik tries to, like, break this piece open, pry the metal back, and begins that process. You will successfully get the blue disc without damaging it.
Tal, this is gonna take a minute. Turns out you can't hack a computer underwater.
Hey.
So, just
Yeah.
plot around.
What is everybody else doing? The
Legionnaires.
The Legionnaires, are they
Yeah.
like trying to?
They
Are they
also
like leaving?
They also seem like they're in a trance, because they both failed.
Okay. So.
But something happens.
Oh god.
Actually, okay.
Do I have time to do anything at
yes,
all?
of course you do. Of course you do.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you act first, but then I can tell you what they're up to because they've not just been floating there. How about that?
Oh, okay. Cause Tal, like after feeling the headache and telling Malik not to go too far, she just kind of turns around to see what everybody else looks like, and seeing them just kind of stopped and staring. She first goes to Tamir and like starts trying to just like get him to respond.
Roll a command check to break him out of whatever is going on.
Just kind of starts shaking him. Tamir, hey, failure.
Yeah. No luck.
Tal, what if we don't? Why do we have to do this mission? What if we just go back?
I agree. Can we just go back home?
No, we can't just go back home. If we just go back home, we won't have a home for very long.
But we have the Defiant.
That's home.
Yes. We can't keep it if we don't keep doing this mission.
There are other missions we can do.
What has gotten in? What is wrong with you two?
Just concerned. You don't even have a full tank of oxygen.
Well,
We should-
Malik is trying to get the disc right now, so we just need to be vigilant and make sure that he doesn't get attacked. Maybe you could help him make it go faster. You're muted.
Oh, you're muted now. I was about to say, you don't actually want to do that, Tamir. You just...
No, Malik will be fine.
Tamir,
Tal,
go
we
help your
should-
brother and we'll do this faster and then we can get out of here.
No, Tal, it's too dangerous. We should just turn back now.
No, it's fine. I'm also an engineer, apparently.
Do you let them know when you've pulled the blue disc?
Do you let me know when I pulled it down?
Yeah, you
Have
do.
I pulled it?
It takes you
Okay.
a 2 or 3 minutes to like break this thing down underwater and like pull
Yeah.
this piece off and get into the inside and like slip the blue disc out without damaging it, but you have it in your hand. Do you let them know?
I think he like will like grab onto the torn off piece of like, hole in the wall, and sort of kick off back towards them, and kind of floating like either to or past them. Hey,
Okay.
let's go.
And then, yeah, okay. Ali was gonna say before he gets there, he was like, or she was like, I don't want to lose any of you. I've already lost so much, so please, let's all go home. Let's get away from here. I feel like the longer we stay here, the more likely it is that I won't be able to have any of you stay with me. And then
And then Malik kind of flutters over, and the blue disc, you can see the beautiful balls of light kind of pick up and glimmer through this deep dark water and ping off of the reflective surface of this small disc. And as it does, it pans across the eyes of the Legionnaire and the branch agent. And if you were the audience, you could see them both cut over to the blue disc. Nope, it was Dala. That's who's left? No, Dala died. Which one?
No,
No,
Farouk.
Farouk died.
Farouk, that's right.
Dala's
Farouk.
Dala.
left.
Dala's with us. That's right. Okay. I did
Died
have it
is a
right.
very kind word to.
He accidentally tripped onto Lamara's scalpel. Whoops!
And then stumbled bloodily
and then
into the vat of
stumbled-
acid.
Correct, and then broke his body down into
He
multiple
said,
pieces, and
"Oh,
which fit
no.
into a vat of acid."
I've been
that's now
stabbed in the...
part of the. Okay. So you see Dala remove her pistol and point it right at her captain's like head, like right at the shield, and you hear over the comms Dala say, "Traitor! Traitor! She's working for them!" and pulls the trigger. And you watch underwater as this massive blast, it kind of explodes inside the helmet, and then in this kind of almost anticlimactic way begins to slowly ooze out the back of a hole in this helmet underwater. Dala turns with the gun in the air, like kicking and floating and swimming, and is like, "I swear, look around her neck," and Dala points to an amulet that's kind of floating that has come out from the shirt or whatever, the wetsuit. Everybody can roll. I will take a culture roll and an observation roll from anybody that can give it.
Culture.
Observation 1.
Totes
Okay.
observation.
Oh God, yes.
Oh, yeah!
Alia.
Wait, hold
Take this,
up.
Alia. Take this, Alia.
Alia,
Okay, good.
that
Okay, I was
is
about to be like, do I have a
freaking
modifier? There's no way.
No, this is phenomenal.
Okay,
I'm
good.
gonna give you all. I'm about to give you some information.
My
So
first
around her neck, yeah, it feels great, doesn't it? Around her neck
Criticalia.
is well. How about this? I'll say this: floating in the water between them. I am not gonna say around her neck. Floating in the water between them is an amulet. It is carved of white ivory. It seems to be a figure. At first, your instincts say that's a dancer figurine. And then, as it like floats in this open emptiness, as is this like white hand-carved amulet, it looks like the dancer, but a corrupted version of her. It's like, consuming itself, this figurine eating its flesh in an odd way. It seems bestial. And you don't know much about the Nazarene, but you did a lot of research on the way over here as you floated through empty space to get here over a period of 2 days. You know this symbol to be the symbol of the beast, which of course is like a branch, and is the figure now that the Nazarene sacrifice worships. It kind of floats in the water between the two of them, her body like limp as it kind of floats there, and you can still see the skull matter kind of seeping out of the single hole in the back of her diving gear.
And that definitely came out of
You don't know. You all see this amulet. If you rolled for observation and got a 1, 2, yeah. I don't even think Malik sees it, maybe from the shock. But
I rolled culture. But if you want,
Oh, you rolled culture. Yeah, you don't know. This is some kind of holy figurine on a chain.
I have a question, Dot. Mm-hmm. Does it look like? No, it wouldn't. I was gonna say, does it look like the one that we pushed off the ship?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. This actually, no, this looks more like a hand-carved religious figurine. Tamir, Tau, you see it, this thing floating between the two bodies, and Dala, again, has, like, hands kind of up, maybe has even holstered the pistol, like, is, like, hands-free now so that there's no danger, but points at this thing, is like, look at it, look! She was wearing the symbol of the Nazarene. You can hear it over all of your comms.
For clarification, I asked in chat.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's great. The beast. Aren't we okay with it because Jalissa and Sul are part of that? So it's
Just like any icon, the beast can be worshipped by many people.
Yeah, that's true.
It just happens to also be worshipped by. And last time I checked, she killed the beast.
Yes.
So, actually, hearing that, and realizing that the pistol does work underwater, Tal unholsters her and points it at Dala.
Dala.
Now tell me, how does a random mercenary know what that symbol is?
We were looking at it on the ship.
Were we?
Yeah, y'all looked at all the paperwork on the ship,
right? Did we look at it with her though? from I don't know as a player. I can't remember. Tal would remember if
Did y'all work
did
with them, or
we-
did y'all
did
do
we-
it by yourself? You did it without them, didn't you?
I think
Okay.
so.
Tal,
We
you
didn't
can roll.
trust them.
You can roll.
Yeah.
There's not really an insight check here, so you
Yeah,
know what?
the
You
only
call, you,
the
you
only
call her,
time we've
it's up
been
to
in
you.
the same room as was when we played
Yeah.
cards.
So yeah. So remembering that all of the research that Tal did with her crew was not including Dala. Dala saying that, oh, we researched it on the ship. Tal doesn't believe her. I'm just gonna say from what I'm not even
Okay.
making an insight check. Tal doesn't believe her.
Okay.
Does not.
Are you
does
gonna
not.
shoot her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Make a oh, what
Ranged
is this?
combat.
Ranged combat attack. They're gonna get to
I see.
roll with a little bit of. She's gonna get a dexterity check. I'll give her that. No, she gets an armor check.
What was I gonna say? Aris, you have a bonus.
Don't forget your eye.
Oh yeah, I do have my eye on.
Your
I
eye
said
glows
I
red and
started-
lights this whole area.
Oh,
up
you
in
know
this,
what?
like,
Hold
red
on.
glow.
I got a thing for this. There we go.
Oh,
Oh no!
boom.
Come on! Why? What? No! I pressed.
Eyes down. Tal's eye turns into a disco ball and is like, no, stop it! I just want red. Boom, red.
Why'd you? Damn it, Tamir! Stop upgrading my eye while I'm sleeping.
I was trying to make it cooler.
I'm
You
giving you a
fire
darkness
off.
point.
Okay, you're gonna spend a
Because-
darkness point. Okay.
Yep.
Go for
'Cause
it.
I really want this to happen.
Come on, girl.
A limited success.
Take one.
All right, you did it. You shot. Okay, so one off. Let's roll their. Their total would be this. They fail. They take all the damage. So how much?
That is my accelerator pistol. So 2 damage.
2. Okay. You see it like takes a chunk outside. They're like, now their like blood is all like purple and floating through this dark ember
I was
water.
going for the face area.
Oh, then you have to re-roll because if you call the shot, it's a called
shit.
shot. Yeah, it's gonna be, yeah.
Okay. Well, never mind.
Just
Because
keep
here-
the shot
yeah.
because their suits exposed.
Right, and they're
now.
like, and now they're
Yeah.
exposed, right? You can see water begins to slowly fill up in their helmet. You can see they kind of grab their pistol and point back, and you hear Dala kind of say over the comm, she kind of spats, and you see blood hit the glass shielding of her like tank helmet or her water helmet. What does she say? She says, there's a laugh. The vessel is here. You'll never make it back. It's too late. And she pushes the dead body towards all of you and is going to take an aimed shot at the tank on the back of the body. If we miss, we will go into a proper initiative. They are really good at this. But my luck is sucky. Boom. Hey! Single success.
Who has telekinesis? Does anybody have telekinesis? No.
Does anybody have telekinesis?
I know Alia. Do you have telekinesis? I don't know.
I have premonition and
Tal did
blessing
shoot
and
Dahlia.
exorcism.
Damn it.
Okay. Unfortunately, you can't exorcise this demon. She just a bad bitch. Ain't no demon to exorcise. That being said, she did get a bunch of ones. So the single shot pings off of the canister, and it kind of explodes. So I'm gonna need all of you to make a dexterity check to not be in the way, like to right yourself, basically.
Can I Tamir would
Limited success.
attempt to body check to protect Tal.
Oh, okay.
Because
let's-
she came right up to him, so they're right
Yep.
next to each other.
Yeah, let's do you
was
still make a
shaking him.
dexterity for me.
Okay.
Dot, I have a question. Where am I?
You're with
everyone.
the group of them. This is kind of a big open space. Tal
Okay.
stepped forward away. I say stepped. Swam forward just a little bit away from you. You're going to be right behind her with a disc in hand.
Okay, because I was gonna say I was in motion when this started happening, so I wasn't sure
Yeah,
where I was.
you kind of
in
rolled
this
over, and then it
situation.
was like, pew, dead person.
Yeah.
You're like, what? I just got the disc.
Cool,
and
cool,
now,
cool.
tank explosion, basically. Okay.
Brothers.
The brothers. It's the brothers.
Brazen.
Tal. You kind of daftly push backwards, and as you do, Tamir steps in front of swims right in front of the explosion, which is why you don't take any damage at all. I'm going to, this is kind of weird because it's not really fire, it's pressure, right? So Malik, Tamir, this explosion goes off and you feel the pressure like smash into your body. How mean do I want to be?
There's only 2 episodes left, Dot.
You see a crack up your helmet. It is not leaking water, but it is it is weakened. The glass is weakened from the pressure point or
Both
the
of us?
explosion. Yep. Oh, yes, both of you. I would say the both of you.
That's some bullshit.
And Tal's got Tal no longer has a leak in her air. She's just low on air. And you see Dala is going to make use this as a distraction to make a daft getaway. She also is going to roll a dexterity for a double success. You can see the explosion is enough as you all like right yourself. Tal, Alia, neither of you take any kind of damage. You don't take any damage from this. You manage to like stay clear of it, though you kind of probably go spiraling through the water. When you can see she is swimming back towards the white butterfly and the exit to your ship.
Tal will take this moment to do an aimed shot.
Okay.
Do I get the feeling from the last tank explosion that she's far enough away at this point that it's not going to...
Nope, if you hit it dead eye, spot on, all you need is a success, it'll explode.
Okay, yes, but will that explosion, from what I just felt, will that explosion hurt us further?
No, it's not. She's not that close.
Okay. So then, yes, Tal will take a moment to aim that shot, and she's going straight for that canister.
Okay. Tal already has your gun out and your eye on. Don't forget the +1 for the eye, but the -2 for the shot called, so -1.
Okay.
And she's farther away. It like cuts through the water, right past her. Y'all, every darkness point you give me, I'm just dumping into the ongoing series of events. Just
I
straight
know,
into it.
that's why I'm encouraging it. Because I'm evil.
You are a monster.
You are a monster, Jesus.
I know. Mike changed my name to say an actual monster.
Yeah, he should have done
Masochist.
that to Joey instead. Oh, gosh, I'm gonna just keep trying. Tal is mad now.
How about this? Does anybody else want to take a shot on Dala? Who she's trying to escape. So
Yeah.
anybody else want to do anything?
I'm swimming full force forward.
Okay, you can try to catch her by rolling an agility check or a dexterity check.
I will do that, but I mean that's a secondary goal. There's
Got
a
it.
crack in my face. There's a crack in my helmet. I gotta get out of this goddamn water.
You're trying to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody have some gaffer tape?
Why don't you roll an observation, Malik?
Space
you know
gaffer?
what? I'm
I'll-
just
I'll
gonna
do-
keep adding
I'll do
problems
both.
to the
All right.
table for all of you.
I'm gonna give you a dexterity first, so I can see if I can catch up. All right, 1 success,
You start gaining on her.
and then an observation, and 0 successes.
You don't see it.
Okay.
Tamir, Alia, you can roll an observation. Actually, it doesn't really affect Alia because you don't have a crack in your helmet. Tamir, you can roll an observation. Malik, you're like gaining on her. So Malik takes off. Alia, Tamir, what do you do?
Your
Cool question. Did Alia feel anything else from that amulet or whatever, the one of the beast that came off? Is it just some object, or is there any?
Would you like to take it?
If there is any, yes, actually, yes.
Yeah, you
yes.
see it off to the side, and you kind of swim over from the explosion, like, push it outwards. You grab the amulet from the water. It's about yay tall, right? About this big around, hand carved of some kind of white stone or ivory. Rather detailed, and you see now that the figure is consuming its own hand, the beast, and from its like from another part on its body, it grows another limb. I'll say that much.
Okay.
It just grows another limb. It's kind of this disgusting, deformed concept of the dancer, right? It wears a like celebratory crown on its brow, because the Bacchae. There's a lot of kind of strange. It's naked. There's a lot of strange mixed signals coming from this beast.
Okay.
It's a whole mood and a half.
And on top of that, is Alia still affected by the strange pressure that happened?
Yes, you still feel this pressure. You still feel this like longing. The thing is everybody seems to be going back. So your fulfillment is that you may actually fulfill that that want to go back to the vessel.
So Alia then, definitely once she grabs that, starts like heading over towards the ship. And if like she feels that Tamir and Tal are not going fast enough, she'll literally start grabbing, like doing her best to like take them along with her if she can.
Okay.
If they're not
Tamir.
already.
Tamir, what you won't do?
Tamir wants to go after Dala.
Okay, so you like shoot off after your brother?
Yeah.
Okay, so neither of you observed the fact that the helmet that was on the special branch agent was not damaged. Oh, yes, it is, because it has a hole in it. I'm sorry.
Well, is it going to matter? She was ground zero for the explosion. Is she still a whole being?
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe.
She was
That
shot
being
in the
said,
head.
you're right. No, you can't. You can't use that helmet. Duh, she was shot right through the fucking face.
Yeah.
So, big deal.
That's why Tal tried to go for a helmet shot.
Yep. You don't observe
Failed.
anything else weird, because you're focused on them taking off. Tamir, Tamir, if you also want to catch up with your brother, you can roll a dexterity or an agility check of some kind.
Could I argue using force instead, because he wants to just power kick through to get there?
Yes, sure. I'll take force.
Okay, it just gives me a little extra dice.
Gives you a little extra boost.
little extra boost.
We're gonna say, okay, it is not great. The faster you swim and the more force you put, you can see the crack is like slowing down is your only option if you were going to make it. Alia grabs your hand, Tao. It is your turn.
Yeah, everybody's moving towards, and
You can still move and take a shot.
Okay, I'll try to move, and I am gonna try to shoot, but I'm going to attempt to not get the tank, because now my crew is catching up, and I do not want to hurt them.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I am going to attempt to not shoot the tank anywhere but the tank, hopefully for the head. Tal really just wants to go for a headshot at this point. Yeah, so that's still going to be a -1.
Yep. Yeah.
Fail.
Again, it's so close. It literally, your dead eye puts the shot between Tamir, between Malik, and it like cuts through the water and zooms right past her head. You almost got her, and she kind of barrel rolls the way like a gator might in, the water. Don't look at me like that, KP. Yes, I made a gator reference. Yes, it's relevant.
What a dot reference.
You Georgian person.
Hella relevant right now. It's a gator roll, a barrel roll. Okay.
Bio, whatever.
Dot, I would like to perform bullshit. I would like to roll for bullshit.
Well, she's barrel rolling to the right to miss this shot, and you see, I would say Malik first sees that she darts out that like in the entryway you came in and like out back towards the white butterfly ship. You've now lost sight of her. I'm guessing everybody's now just trying to catch up.
Yeah, I can't. As the furthest person up, can I see her?
I would say you see her like round the corner and go out. So you count like the end of her fin like leave.
Do I know how far from that hole is the entrance?
That is the door into the main place where the white butterfly crash landed. And you know what? I imagine over your comms, because y'all had open comms, you can hear Dollar. She's like, I come for you, Vessel. I'm coming for you. Yeah, she's kind of like losing it. And seems to be heading for something that all of you don't entirely know.
Is there any chance? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Is there any chance Alia can fight, or whatever influence is on her? Because I feel like, does she hear this? Is this happening over the comms?
Over the comms, you all heard her say that.
Because I just feel like her personality and who she is would be
roll an
completely
empathy
against.
check to see if you can break free of whatever's going on here.
Okay. Come on. Empathy.
A lot of failures today, y'all.
Okay, thank God.
It takes you a second, but slowly but surely, when she says Vestal, you hear her voice is what actually kind of breaks you out of this pained anguish of a cultist desperately seeking, and it's the word Vestal that rings true in your ear, Alia, like slapping you free of this. First off, you're like, I've never felt any of these feelings before. This like weird lust feeling, like, oh, this is wrong. So you're able to like shake that off to hear the word Vestal. It's been a long time, and she didn't talk much about it. But Sholey once told you that... Okay, how do I want to put this? Sholey told you that there are rumors that at one point, the First Horizon could... they could take on the gifts of the Icons by becoming a vessel for them. A vestal, literally. If that word is true, there's a possibility that what is actually here is some kind of god manifestation, which is real bad, and more than likely, if this is a cult person going towards it, that's probably super fucking true.
Alia just shakes her head like this, and then instantly like turns to Tal and says, "We need to stop her now. So I'm so sorry for dragging you, but we need to, at any point or at any cost, stop her now."
Tal's swimming along. I'm trying. What do you think I'm shooting at?
You can roll a force or a agility check here to see.
If that's the case,
dexterity,
actually,
I'm sorry.
If I can, one thing, since at this point Alia was technically grabbing onto Tal, can I, if Tal's okay with this, and if Eris is okay with this, can I use force to just like launch her towards her, like just literally like do like shot put Tal?
It would push you backwards.
It would push you farther away. But
that's fine. She's not under the influence anymore, so.
So I will. Here's how we can do this one of two ways. Alia, you can make the roll, and then Tal does not have to make an agility check or a dexterity roll. Or you can add a plus to her check.
I say plus.
Okay. What is your force?
My force is 2.
Okay. Then I'm going to let you add 2 die to this dexterity check.
Let's go.
Yeah, dexterity is perfectly fine with me. All right,
I'll take an agility to. Oh yeah, dexterity. Okay, good. Get those 2 backwards. Okay, perfect.
Success.
Yeah.
It's exactly what happens. You feel this force through the water. Alia kind of goes farther back, but Tal, it launches you forward between that and the kicking, the very dexterous kicking of your feet. You kind of shoot past Tamir and Malik, and actually kind of get to where Malik is, and you get just to the entrance, that door, and you can see Tao, Dala, round the corner and enter that like crack in the side of the hull of the white butterfly.
Can I wanna shoot her.
Yeah, you can try to take a shot.
That's all I got. I'm going for literally anything. She
So
just
no
needs
penalty, just make a
she
ranged
just
attack.
needs to die. Still got my eye on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you a darkness point. Ah, no!
Two instant shots, phew, phew, and you see as it doesn't hit Dala, it doesn't, but it nicks the end of her like fins, her, you know, what are those things called? Flippers.
I
The fins, the flippers that are on her feet, and it kind of singes the end of one as she rounds the corner into the white butterfly. I'm gonna say you're out of combat at the moment because you can't actually see Dala. What do you all do?
Are we all out of the water now?
There is no out of the water. You opened this door and flooded this chamber.
Oh, you're right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Question.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that did we have open comms going
Yes.
before? Okay, so I would think that Malik and Tamir heard me yelling that we need to stop her at all costs. Do you all have something to shoot her with?
Yes.
You guys were close to.
Yeah.
I have. a
Anybody else
fact-
want to take a shot?
Malik
Anybody?
could also take a shot.
I haven't. Are we through the hole? Back to
No,
where the
you would
butterflies?
take a shot like Tal did. Like as she rounds a corner, like Tal's taking a shot. One of you could also take a shot. You would be like, she's trying to get inside the white butterfly, so you got to shoot her before she gets in the door.
Yeah. There's no catching up to her to stop her. We have to shoot her.
Go ahead.
Hey, Mike, I
Yeah.
have a question because I don't know how the physics of this works. Does a frag grenade work underwater?
I mean, in theory, most of the weapons we're firing underwater shouldn't work, but it's space magic, so. But yeah, a frag grenade should work underwater. Actually, they are
Cool, 'cause
completely
I have
encapsulated,
You
two
got to
of them.
throw it though.
Yes.
which you cannot do. You can't.
So
actually
you're gonna
throw
toss it. It's gonna go.
Yeah.
So you got to put it where you want it and get the fuck out before you. Frag grenade is an option.
I had an idea, but it's a stupid idea.
Do you take a
Do-
shot, Malik?
I want to roll for bullshit still. Tal has the cleanest shot, correct? Or is the closest to the white butterfly thing? Right?
I would say she kind of thrown by Ollie, and she kind of reaches where you are at, Malik, watching.
Okay, cool. I would like to continue swimming forward, and as I'm doing so, I take out my cricket that I used just maybe 20 minutes ago. That has 4 remaining rounds of a very specific kind of ammunition in it. And I'm going to just shoot. You see, like Malik will like adjust something on like the cell on his Vulcan cricket, and fire. I'll let you figure out what this roll's gonna be, Dot. I'm firing a ballistic cartograph round. So I just set a timer on it, and so when it gets to the white butterfly, that's when it will explode and spread a cloud of nano things around
Okay.
there. You remember that Alien movie where the guy had the little orb and he threw it down the hallway and it was like,
Yep.
It's like that, but it explodes
Into nanites?
into nanites and maps an area. So
Oh, I see what you're up to.
yeah. So I roll for bullshit. I don't know what that.
I would say that doesn't require a roll because you're not really rolling against anything. The ship
Yeah.
can't be like, no, you can't scan me.
Okay.
The ship can't do that. So you see Malik pull his gun, and maybe all of you think for a second Malik's gonna fire a second round. He does, as Dala rounds the corner into the white butterfly. But as this round kind of out into the water and it touches the white butterfly, nanites and kind of sprinkled down on this ship. Where does it feed this data to? Like your wrist?
Yeah, it would at that point. Yeah.
I would say then all of you, because you're all kind of tapped in, kind of see this reading come through on your very cool waterproof wrist HUD. space terms, and you can kind of see it map. You see exactly what I showed y'all earlier. The missing wing. Hang on. This is kind of what is put on your HUD. So you see the kind of map and layout of it. It's really not that big of a vessel. It's smaller than Defiant, but still could carry a few people. But what's most interesting to all of you is even with the nanite mapping, inside of the main part of the ship. So I'm going to guess that's probably the bridge. Yes, the bridge. Something weird is going on because it can't map it. You keep getting this like flashing error over this one section as if the darkness that you dissipated pulled in to this spot. And I guess the nanites probably map the body on the inside. You can see the red dot of Dala swimming ever closer towards the centralized portion of the bridge.
And then, yeah, he continues kicking forward.
Okay.
Also
Smear
kicking
has
forward.
a gun.
You gonna take a shot?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you do now know that she is inside the middle of the ship.
Well, this would be going on while you were shooting your round. So
Oh,
this
right,
would
right,
be before she got... Right, each of you are getting this, like, momentary turn, so...
Yeah, I just looked at my thing and I do have a weapon.
You could do it. You can take a ranged combat attack. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
God.
So far, nobody's hit her.
That's what I have.
Nope. Pew! So we get two shots from Tal. Pew, pew! One shot from Tamir. Pew! Malik's out, because it's like a canister. And it tinks into the side of the... You're welcome, mouth noises. Is it,
Thank you.
One day we're gonna just
Take a
for
darkness
sure.
point for that one.
We're for sure gonna just have you sit in a studio and just boom, and just record your voice your mouth noises.
Dot soundboard. Got it.
Yeah. Hashtag mouth noises. So all of this happens kind of in this instant. You see around the corner, and the nanites spread out and feed all of you within 5 or 6 seconds the readout of this vessel. It's not like anything you've ever seen. Literally, for the scientist out there, which is probably just Tamir, you don't know a lot about biology, ain't y'all thing, necessarily, and definitely not like
Certainly
animal,
not water biology.
right, or animal biology, but this seems to be built like an insect, a giant butterfly. It has this kind of massive thorax piece like in the middle and the wings, and you can see that it's technology. Like part of the wings are solar panels that capture like radioactive energy or radio waves and those kinds of things. Like each piece is its own part of the ship, but it is partially organic and actually seems to have this kind of fleshy insect build to it. Dala gets ever closer. Boop. You see the little red dot? Boop. As she draws nearer, this darked out black spot on the HUD that just the nanites can't read.
Yeah, still swimming forward, still trying to shoot her.
Great,
Really,
you swim
really
forward.
Want to kill her.
Okay, I'm gonna have to take another dexterity to see if you catch up. She got 1 success.
Nope.
She's gaining on you. Blake, anybody else? Roll me that dexterity or force. Sorry, Alia's a little behind. Alia, you're gonna need a lot of force to get there. You're definitely muted, but I bet it's beautiful what you're saying.
I just said let's do it. And so
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll the force check. Okay.
fucking what is
You're moving, right? You're moving, but you're not moving very fast. You're kind of behind everybody. Malik, Tamir, you're able to both kind of pull forward. I would say, Tal, you're right behind them now, like hot on their trails. Y'all are swimming as fast as you can. So the order is basically Malik, Tamir, Tal, Alia, as you all pass into the white butterfly ship. Actually, you have to cross into its threshold if you want to get her.
Dot. We have a little map going on here. How far are Tamir and I from where she is approximately.
All right, the critical damage is here. So, I mean, she didn't fail, so, I mean, she's ahead of you. Like, what are you trying to do, Mike?
More bullshit, Dot. This is what I
Well,
do here.
Fucking tell me what it is so I can see if I can let you do it.
What I would like to do is I holster my weapon and I reach into, like, I assume we have aquatic backpacks because we have scuba suits, right? So
You have hip pouches.
perfect. He pulls out into his aquatic hip pouch.
Waterproof fanny packs.
Perfect. Even better.
He is a wet warrior, I've heard.
Web
You're
warrior!
welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, wait, hang on. I got...
Web warriors!
Fucking perfect.
Nobody takes this fucking stream seriously. Why do you keep
This is
supporting
a very
us?
serious space game, y'all.
This is dramatic. We're here for drama.
Little brother, I have a very bad idea. Let's go. Okay.
He reaches in. Hold on. He reaches into his aquatic side pouch and pulls out some inordinate amount of hyper rope because it gives you so many goddamn feet of it. And he begins to tie it to himself and around Tamir. And he like motions to Tamir's belt, like underwater, whoop, 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 to the grenade, and then pulls up to Tamir and puts his feet on his back and kicks Tamir into the white butterfly further.
Okay, roll a force check.
All right. Oof, I have so many points in force. I have all of them. There's just an incredible amount of them. You know what? I
Yeah, we
haven't
can
done it
really
yet.
tell.
I haven't done it yet this time. I'm going to give you a darkness point. What's the worst that can happen?
They have dumped 4
Yes!
darkness points tonight alone on top of 13.
Shh.
So 17 total. Everybody, 17. And I still have 3 corruption bars to go. Okay. You push your brother. First off, you don't remember him being that muscular. Tamir's been possibly turning into a growing boy.
He's looking good in that
while
skin-tight suit.
He's looking good in that diving suit.
He's thick with 2
He's
C's.
got an
He's a little
ass.
thicker than you remember him.
He's got that thick ass. A bubble
You
butt.
kind of grab hold of the either side of this crack as you kick your brother forward. It does speed you up, Tamir. You like press, and you're kind of gaining on her. First off, Tamir, as you kind of enter this white butterfly, there's gonna be some things that happen. Who else enters the white butterfly? Anybody else behind Tamir?
I mean,
Who's now in
technically,
the lead?
we're the furthest ones up.
Great.
Tal was gonna try to go behind him, but apparently, Tal was gonna just keep swimming. But you know,
Okay, so into the white butterfly Tao goes. You kind of swim past Malik as he braces himself and pushes Tamir like in after her.
And you see that for some reason Malik has tied a rope to Tamir.
Tamir, you as you move forward, you can follow her blood trail from the wound in her side. It's hitting the glass on your cracked glass of your thing, your helmet. That's the word. Don't give me that look, Mike. Because I'll just start making them up. Tao, you're right behind Tamir. He's moving a lot faster because he had all that push. Alia, you come around the corner to see Tamir or Malik braced here, rope from his belt, and Tao kind of scoots behind. Tao, Tamir, searing pain shoots through your body as you enter the white butterfly. I'm going to read it to you as it is written. Searing pain shoots between your temples and your heart begins to pound violently. Petrifying, blood-chilling blanket of fear and panic envelops you. You can feel an intruding force or entity inside of yourself. Something is trying to break you. You want to cry for help, but you cannot. You feel inferior, unworthy, sullied. Inside of here...
Did we take physical damage?
It does not say that you actually take any damage, but I'm gonna
Okay, we just have
imagine.
pain.
Yeah, you've got central pain, which means I'm gonna say neither of you can necessarily do a whole lot. The good news is you're being thrown in underwater, so like you don't really have to do anything. You're still moving forward, Tamir. But Tal, you kind of have to stop to catch yourself. It's just this unnerving feeling of something like slithering its way into your body and trying to take you over. Alia, you are outside, but you can see down this chamber. So can Tamir. It is like a canister. It's round, right? Or it's cylindrical. The entire body of it is like cylindrical and narrow. Tamir, Tau, Alia, Malik, you all see that this hole has been breached into what is probably a chapel of some kind, but no chapel like you've ever seen. The white butterfly is actually kind of upside down and on its side. That's where the broken wing is, as it kind of crashed nose first. And at the far end of this room, actually up and in the ceiling because it's upside down, is a massive statue that well, I say hangs. It's connected to the floor technically, but it does hang in this case, upside down. And it is fear-inducing almost to some degree. It's I'm gonna read it to you because it's a whole mood, and Ollie, you would probably notice it very quickly because it reminds you of the amulet currently in your hand. The entire temple seems to be made of, okay, right, here, I'm just gonna write 3 curved cylinders that spiral into a large chamber, which is kind of what you're standing in. The floors are coarse and porous. That's what's kind of actually on the ceiling, right? Pricked with tiny holes and irregularities. They appear to be made from sandstone or some kind of fossilized something. Smooth tiles raised slightly above the rest of the floor. There are some vats and some other things. There is a statue. This is what you see. The statue is cut from a single piece of rock and depicts an orgy of countless humans merging ecstatically into a unified single person. Chewing, clawing, kissing, biting, and embracing. The statue such as this one is a central part of every butterfly ship. I can get a quick culture test from Alia.
Okay. Also
It's
gross.
rather disturbing. Yeah, it's rather disturbing.
Yeah, the goddamn
Okay, you got a single success. Okay.
It's a weird human centipede thing
Reveals,
going on.
yeah, it's real gross. Reveals that similar
Why?
statues and depictions are often referenced in ancient texts of Miran texts and hymns about the dancer, but you're realizing that it's referenced in tandem with the dancer because this is the beast, which is like a part of the dancer icon. I can't give you any more than that because you didn't roll a critical success. So,
Damn it.
there it is. You see her use a card to swipe the door open to the bridge. And as she does, and it kind of bubbles, and the little bit of air that might have been there escapes, and the doors slide open. Also underwater is the bridge, but well, how about this? You can't tell. She slips in. What do all of you do?
I shoot her. I want to shoot her. Can I
Great. Shoot her.
I'm just following her, trying to kill her.
Go ahead, take a shot. Anybody else want to take a shot? Tal, you're gonna be at a
success.
Okay, I was about to say you're gonna be at a negative here because you're still under the pain. You did not succeed against the
well,
takeover.
The last,
so
the last
one
die
was a 1,
was
so
a
I'll
one,
give.
So I still
give it to you.
succeeded.
I'll give it to you. A shot rings out. What are you? You didn't do a called shot. You just wanted to hit her.
Tal's trying just so hard just to stop her.
How much damage does it usually do?
2.
2. So it does another single point. Maybe you hit her foot, and she kind of goes tumbling and slams into whatever console is at the center of the white butterflies, unlike any tech you've seen. And she kind of like, blood. Kind of like squeezes out the way you might a sponge in water, and she kind of floats off to the side.
Tamir's pushing through to
Great.
Get
You gonna
there.
keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. You keep moving. As you reach this central chamber, Oh, this is gonna be a whole mood and a half. Okay. Y'all don't need any of that. Who has an empathy score of at least 4? Okay. Those of you with an empathy score of 4, as she rounds and goes into the like space, something happens. I would say, as you're like watching, the ship, which was this beautiful white butterfly, begins to almost like flicker like bad static on a TV. And this illusion goes down. And now you realize that you're standing on the inside of a corpse, basically. This is a organic ship. It is dead. And the walls turn this kind of blackish, disgusting color of a corpse that's been floating in the water far too long and decaying. Yeah. I'm just gonna let y'all have that, because I spent the darkness point to make that happen. All of you are gonna make that can see that change. Tal, you're like hot on her trail. You don't see this illusion shift. You're just like,
Yeah,
frickin'
Tal's
eyes
the only
on her,
one
right?
who doesn't notice.
Doesn't notice. Yeah, the rest of you see this kind of flicker happen, and it's almost like a horror movie. And then the illusion comes back up, and it's not what it was. I'm gonna have all 3 of you roll something called a terror check. This is something new that has been put into this module as a new mechanism for Coriolis. At the sight of something truly horrendous, you may choose to have the PCs make a terror check. Guess what I choose? Yeah, it says that. If you've seen already... Okay, I already did that. So, I'm going to have you actually make an empathy test. Every
Roll for
success...
empathy?
Yeah, just roll for empathy. Every success...
Dot.
Yep.
Malik was roughly the same place as where he tied the rope to Tamir. Would he have also seen that?
I would say all of you, the 3 of
Okay.
you looking in, notice inside of this chapel that things begin to like flicker. The only person that doesn't see it is Tal. Okay, great. Alia, Malik, you take 1 point. You suffer 1 point of stress.
Okay.
Tamir, you suffer 2. Tal, as you're swimming and shooting, you failed, so you suffer 2.
Are these mind points?
These are.
Great.
2 mind points, Tal and Tamir. Tal, you feel Tamir, like, suffer. You suffer because you are connected. Yeah, it's getting hot in here, y'all. Is it just me? Or is space big? I
Is
rub
it just me or is space big in here?
space big in here?
So big.
Ooh, space.
Ooh. Wow.
Anybody thirsty? No, because you're underwater. Okay.
Water.
That's how
water
thirsty we
everywhere.
are.
That's
Again,
how thirsty
remember,
you are.
actual monster. Actual monster.
Tao, as you reach the door where she kind of, you shot her. And maybe you even lean on this open doorway that's like kind of slid open. And as you enter, you see the bridge. This is not like any ship bridge that you have ever seen. You've been on a lot of ships. You've been a lot of places. You've been on a lot of bridges. You've never seen one like this. It's highly advanced technology that you've just... I know, I'm sorry, Chad, I'm the worst. That you've never seen before. But the pod that is always there for the captain to sleep in, right? Like the place, there is something there. A body, maybe. In the water, it rises. Let's see. I'm gonna read this to you because it's pretty cool. I think it's cool. Okay. This creature rises and yeah, I want to make sure I give you the right description. Okay. I won't call it a she, they. You're unsure. Don't look human, but clearly are otherworldly in a way. They kind of float through the water, and as they gain, their hands move as if they are like dancing in an odd and kind of weird way. The description given is they seem to be in constant motion, hovering and moving its limbs to the beat of some unseen drum. Its motions appear gently caress reality itself. Whereas a white robe, its skin is extremely pale. Its eyes almost widened to that of blindness. And they speak to you. I am the light of Ardaha. Love me. You can see that Dala, though bleeding and heavily injured, is very much worshipping them.
Oh, so it's Tal and Tamir in this room with Dala and the thing.
I would say, Tamir, you at this point you also see this. Like, you're still connected to your brother, but you and Tao have made it to the door, basically. At the far, far end, the rope is almost like taut with how far it'll actually go, this hyper rope. And the both of you look into this bridge and see this creature rise from the captain's, like, chair. Bodies float in the water all around you of the crew that was. And you can see that Dala is, like, crunched over, like, holding themselves, but also very clearly, like, praying or worshipping this creature. The two of you start to feel something in your throat, this overcoming of emotion. I'm gonna have you both roll me a 1d6.
The last time we did that, that was not good.
Yeah, this is great. This is
1d6?
I got a 1.
3.
I got a 1.
3 and a 1. Tao, an emotion that I don't think you may ever have really felt with this kind of vigor. It rises from the pit of your stomach up as you look at this beautiful vestal floating here like a perfect creature of light in front of you, and it says, "Love me." Jealousy rises in your belly. Why did you ever share this creature with your crew? With the horrible likes of someone like Dala? You deserve this icon to yourself. You will do whatever it takes to hurt or humiliate them, so says this, or reveal a secret flaw of theirs to make them less attractive. 3. Tamir, you feel shame rise from the back of your head. This vestal of emotion from this woman. Shame. She's too beautiful. You are vile and repulsive in her presence. And the two of you have to stop in the doorway a moment and sit in these emotions. They overcome you as she speaks to you and says, "Love me."
Does Alia notice this?
Yeah, you see them like stop in the door and you can swim over. They seem enamored with something. Do you say anything to them?
I grab
Or
them.
anything over the comms?
Yes, I say. I tell them. Why are you stopping? We need to go stop her.
Make a command check.
Okay, so that is an empathy then, because I
Then
have
just flat
0.
empathy, that's fine.
Oh, thank God.
Success! The both of you hear Alia's voice. It's kind of far away, and she says, "We have to get out of here. We have to get out of here." And her voice overcomes the "love me, love me." It is the calming voice of Alia, like hot tea when you need it most, that quelches that jealousy, that subsides that shame just long enough to break you from the trance. And then Alia, you see her. Or it. They are beautiful. This whole room, in fact, is, strange as it may be. Tamir, as you break from this, just roll me a mystic check. You got a special little artifact love, don't you? You got a little love for them artifacts.
I do.
You do. I want to. As you break from it, you look past this crazy thing and see along the wall these embedded artifacts. That's what I'm gonna say. They seem, at first they look like bugs or scarabs in some way, which seems rather appropriate to the kind of theme of this ship. Every one of them seems to have an artifact-like presence. Why can't I find what I'm looking for? I was gonna show you. Yeah. There. They're like these little, they're like embedded in the wall of the ship, and they're all around the bridge, like on the walls, and they're giving off this, you can feel it, the presence, the ember of an artifact. Every one of them seem to have some kind of important power. Oh, I found it! As she stands there staring at all of you, even though you broke her trance. Perfect symmetry, wrapped in flowing white silk that moves and shifts like feathers of an impossible bird. The Vestal's eyes are covered with a silk blindfold, and their hands and arms move in an enthralling dance. They float freely in the air just below the ceiling. That's the description I was looking for. What do you all do? There's a moment where they look down at you.
How far away are these scarabs?
They're all along the wall, so you could just, like, go right or left, and you'd have to enter the room proper, but you could go right or left and try to do something, try to pry them off if the Vestal doesn't stop you? You're not really sure.
It's not the time for that, and his main concern is Tal's safety. So with that split second of Alia's voice like echoing in his head, he is going to just like reach out for Tal, wrap his arm tightly around her waist, and tug on the string as he drops and just lets float in both frag grenades and starts pushing them out of the room.
Okay, you push back. Okay, make a force check. Alia's in your way too, so Alia's going with you, I imagine. Alia, you could see this. You can either... Great! You take the both of them with you. Even if you tumble over Ollie, you toss them in. Guess what? Yeah? You're gonna add to it?
Well, he tugged the rope.
Yeah, so you're pulling...
Malik is like braced against a wall, and he's just yanking on this hyper rope.
Okay. Everybody starts piling backwards. These two canisters go off into the room. Dala is gonna get to make a check. Dala just gave their life subserviently to the white icon that you all stood face to face with. Dala's gonna try to sacrifice their life for the white icon by throwing their body on these. Nope.
I mean, I don't think that works in zero gravity. Unless they grab it and like hug them to their chest.
This is gonna be so much
We are
fun.
underwater.
Dala was injured and kind of you can see her like swim and try to like lock around these or like grab them away. Like probably a hand grabs one and then body shield the other. Her body immense the explosion. There's a moment where you're all pushed back, bubbles, waves, things to like block your vision. This is a force explosion of double magnitude, and Malik and Tamir, your helmets were already cracked.
Dot, I'd like to make this worse if I can.
Okay.
For everyone involved.
Okay.
She has what is likely a metal oxygen tank on her back.
She does.
Which, if that exploded, would also be shrapnel and another force explosion.
So, double force explosion. I'm going to give you all an agility check. Dexterity to not be hit by shrapnel forced beams that are going to try to fall or crumble in. And then I'll tell you what happens.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Tal
Okay.
takes
Yeah, Tal's like, we are getting out of here.
Tamir's wrapped around
one.
her.
I'll
She
take the
just
one.
starts like barrel rolling with him through the water, trying to get away.
2 dice.
I have to
I
say
have 2
this.
dice in agility.
Do a
I'm
barrel
so
roll.
proud.
Come on, Alia and Malik.
Okay. Agility, right?
I don't.
Oh, I guess Malik, you.
Malik's
guess you
pretty
don't.
Far.
You're far enough away.
I was just saying, even if I wasn't,
Alia.
I'm braced against the
Okay.
wall. I don't know if I can move anywhere.
Mhm.
All right. So Alia, I can't find you. God damn it.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
All right,
It's fine.
Alia. Do you have any armor on?
I think
We can't wear armor with these suits.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think you can
Fuck.
unless you're in like, okay, no armor. So you're going to take 2 points of physical damage, not mental stress, but like physical damage as shrapnel like rips your suit open here and
Okay.
there. You are now leaking water very slowly into your helmet. You can feel it as it begins, something cold begins, very cold, begins to rise right up next to your throat as water
Okay.
begins to seep in.
Where's what do I change to?
There should be
once I
one
get
that
that- oh, the
says
hit points.
and mind points, so you're going to take 2 hit points against.
Okay.
Since y'all didn't want to stop and talk to her, I guess we'll just skip these pages.
I'm sorry. We didn't want to stop and talk to the crazy cultist who was trying to, I don't know, do psychotic things.
We weren't stopping to talk to the icon.
Great, perfect.
Tamir has seen enough icons right now. He's cool.
What is
enough.
this? What, number 3 that we're meeting?
Right,
We've met a
like-
few icons before.
as
We're
you
over
all
They're
it.
old hats.
as you all reached the door. This is going to be so much fun. As you all reach the door and maybe you turn to look back. If any of you do, you see that the bubbles and the explosion has subsided. You push the door frame wide open. Everything in the bridge is completely destroyed, pretty much. Tamir. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm so mean. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. Most of it seems destroyed. There, with the console, the center console now exploded open. There seems to be something glowing. It almost looks like an egg. It's about yay big, and it kind of sits glowing in the centralized portion of this computer. Malik, if you were looking for a blue disc, that would probably be it. Tamir, the explosion of the wall knocked free all of these artifacts. They're now floating in the water inside of the vessel that you're trying to exit. And the white icon, the white icon is still floating there. They see all of you at the end. You see her like a little ball of light at the end of a dark and dangerous tunnel. The white illusion is now gone, and you stand in the center of the corpse of this ship. Bodies floating around. You can see the death and destruction. And the white icon cannot let you leave. The icon, this Vestal, cannot let you get back to the third horizon and tell them what you were doing. So she hits the big red self-destruct button, basically. And you see as she begins to pray. They bring her their hands up to their face, and maybe through the water you can hear a prayer. Yuhaya, you are truth. The truth of the self. Your freedom. Freedom to shed the yoke of society. You are devotion to the now, breaking the confines of expectation. You are the one with the eye. You are the beast and the dance. You are the now and the all. And as she does, they use something called collapse. And the bright, embering energy and light that was beaming from her pulls in, much darker now, as does the warping of the world around her. She begins to suck like a drain everything towards them. As she pulls and begins to contort time and space in front of you. Yes.
Is there any opportunity to use exorcism? Is that applicable at all, or any either exorcism, blessing, or premonition?
You can't really
I
exercise
don't know.
an icon. You can roll a premonition anytime you want.
Okay. All right, let's try. That is just mystic powers, right?
That is a mystic ability
Oh,
check.
come on. Fucking darkness points.
Okay. That makes it 18. 18.
Okay, thank God.
Okay.
She hasn't even spent them. We should
It doesn't matter.
stop giving them.
You're the one. You're the one. You.
I know, but now they're really adding up. I thought she was using them. And
14, 18. At this point, does it really matter?
Yes.
No.
Fucked at the point when she had like 4.
See, y'all think she's the worst I can do. Okay.
Right.
God, fuck.
No, we
We're
know.
fine. We're all
gonna
It just,
die.
it
We're
just
all-
keeps getting worse. It's fine.
We're all gonna
you're
die,
gonna do what
okay?
you're gonna do, no matter if it's darkness points or corruption
Um,
bars, or you're just gonna be like, you know what, I want this to happen. You're still just gonna do whatever the fuck you want. So fuck
It's
it. We'll
true.
give you darkness points.
It's true.
Listen,
Okay, here's what happened. Premonition. You have to stop. You can't swim. You can't do anything. You have to take a moment to center yourself, Alia. You see her begin to pull the world in, to collapse time and space around you, consuming it like a black hole. But you take a moment to not let fear overtake you. You have to know more. This is an icon after all. And for a second, the kind of ship that's around you, your friends, that all fades away. Instead, you are enveloped in a dense isolation and loneliness, maybe much like you felt when you were in that container that held Lamaro and the Jinn. But then a feeling of hope, belonging passes over you. You are one with the others, and they are one with you. You float through perfect darkness. The ripples in the surrounding space-time, they tug at your mind. You exert control by submitting to this stream like a river. You embrace this chaos. You merge with the dance in the darkness between portals. Months and years pass in this single instant in your mind. Many have come before, and many will take your place should you fall. But they are all with you at all times. Suddenly there's life, blood flowing through the portal. But will it be enough? You move, and after what feels like an eternity, your wings come alive again. You realize in this moment you are in a sentient shared moment with this dead ship. A premonition of what was. An awakened vessel that was left waiting for 50 years in the space in between portals. Waiting. With its brethren, the other sentient ships that held these Vestals. It was awakened. The word Zafirah rings out in your mind. And what feels like an eternity, your wings finally come to life again. Light and energy flows through you into the core of this ship. You breach Talon, the lost star. Blind you as the walls around the first horizon finally crumble. Others have reached out, but the system's now yours. Anxious bliss is swirling in the flow of the dancer. You can feel it. A shared collective consciousness. We are ready. The portals ignite. The ancient enemy is here. A black destroyer carrying frail cargo. Warriors on ice. Frozen meat awaiting death. The wings that light up, locking onto a critical system. Launching torpedoes, rows of light, bending time and space around you. And then the enemy doesn't yield. Instead, the portal collapses. But she presses on. If the torpedoes aren't enough, there's only one solution. Self-sacrifice. And you feel this ship, its Vestal, sacrifice themselves and smash into the side of this massive destroyer. You stand now in the corpse of that vessel as your mind comes back to you. You relived the moments of what happened when the Zafirah and the Ghazali passed through that portal. But you lived it as this ship, connected to the Vestal that you're trying so desperately to destroy.
Can you explain that in terms I can understand? What the fuck just happened?
You just witnessed what happened inside of the portal from the
Okay.
mind of this vessel.
Was
the
it-
ship.
Okay. Right. So
Hey, we got our answers.
Basically what happened is you woke up as this ship in your premonition
uh-huh.
to see your brethren, more white butterfly vessels waiting in cryo in stasis, basically in the
Right.
space between portals. The Zafirah and the Ghazali pass through. You are awakened. It is your time and your duty. And you try to destroy them. But the
Okay.
Zafirah, the one you're standing on, is going to make it through to the other side. You can't let that happen. You couldn't. The ship couldn't let that happen. And you feel the ship self-sacrifice itself as it smashes, kamikaze style, into the front end of the Zafirah and gets lost in time and space until it was spat out about a week ago, a
Right,
year
so-
later.
I guess my question mainly is that what Alia felt as the ship and what Alia now understands, is it she knows that now the ship obviously was trying to stop the Ghazali from going through and doing its best, but I think I heard you say like the ship represented like a sort of light and positive energy, and I specifically heard you say
Didn't say
dancer,
positive
not
energy. I said, I said dancer in form of beast.
Okay, sorry, I
I
missed
said,
that. Okay.
I'll fill you in both of those. Never said it was a positive light. I said it was a
Okay.
light.
Okay.
Right? Technically, this thing was embering light. Don't make it good.
Okay, that's why I was
right?
confused.
Yeah.
Like, wait, are we
Don't make
fighting
it
the good
good.
guys?
I didn't say you're fighting. I just said
Okay,
you
okay,
are
okay.
witnessing the same
That's true.
events that happened from the perspective of the ship.
Okay.
Not, yeah.
No one thinks they're the bad guy, KP.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
nobody
So
Okay,
thinks
from
they're
okay.
the
the bad
from the
guy.
ship's perspective, they were fighting the bad guy.
Right, that's what okay.
Basically, the ships woke up and go, this is our chance. This is what we've been waiting on, right? And
Okay.
they basically were awakened. Now, why they were awake? Actually, you would know this. The ship was awakened by their sleeping gods. The beast awoke somewhere out there in the universe, right? The icons woke up and let this happen and let this come through. And let all of this take place.
Also, Alia would know at this point, just by living on Coriolis, the Zafirah and the Ghazali, the reason they were going through the portal at all was because we lost contact with the system on the other side. So the Zafirah was just an escort in case
Right.
something bad was happening over there. So this wasn't like an attacking mission. We
Right.
were going to figure out what the hell
Surveillance.
happened. Yeah.
Right, you weren't attacking anything. You were going to figure out what had happened in this system that had gone kind of radio silent, basically. And they didn't want you to because the answer was the white butterflies. What happened? They broke through, and they were trying to wake up the Nazarene sacrifice that has been silently kind of simmering here in the Third Horizon. So they didn't want those ships going back and reporting that. They
Right.
didn't want the mining colony reporting that. So everything that happened in Tawin was a cover to keep it quiet long enough for the white butterflies to get out into the Third Horizon and wake up the Nazarene sacrifice, which is exactly what happened. It actually bid that time. You, as the ship, which you just kind of saw, I know it's confusing, through the eyes of or the perspective of, were woken up by the First Horizon, by the Vestal, this creature at the end of the hallway, by this Vestal, to stop the Zafirah and to stop the Ghazali from getting that information. You had to destroy them or the entire plan was ruined.
Okay. At this point, because I don't think Alia is close enough to stop anything by herself, she's going to pray to her icon. We're about to have a fucking pray off. And let's see what happens.
Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second. You come out of this. Y'all,
Okay.
Alia goes, I don't want to say limp, but like stoic for just a second, floating here in the water. As Alia kind of woofs out. Tal and Tamir, you would probably know some kind of mystic ability is being used at the moment. Okay. Let me even see if you can roll off against this. Okay,
Dot, I gotta ask, since Malik was so far back, how much of this do I see?
all of it.
Okay.
Every ounce of it. Because it's a long, narrow ship. So as the doors open, you can see from one end where you're at, all the way down if you are, like, at the doorway and lean. And they've reached you at this point because you're like,
Yeah, I was
pulled
gonna
them
say,
all back.
I
They're
would've
right
kept
next
pulling.
to you.
Okay.
Yeah. They're right next to you. So, I'm going to... Yeah. As you all come in, maybe one of you try to wake Alia out of it, you can see she begins pulling it in. The room starts caving in around her, walls and ceiling melting and bubbling as a series of flickering bursts of lights begin to fill the chamber that she's in at the far end of the hallway. It begins to expand slowly outward, and the effects of this implosion begin to spread, sucking everything in its path towards this glowing orb of melted steel that she now levitates between her hands. The surrounding water... You actually, all of you on your suit, see the water temperature begin to rise. It's hotter.
Tal's trying to just swim up back to the ship at this point. I'm gonna grab Alia by like the scruff of her neck and start trying to pull her, seeing that she's not responding. She's obviously doing something.
Tamir, all of these artifacts are just
Yeah, I wasn't
close.
I wasn't going to ignore that. You,
okay.
you betcha.
They're so close.
Yeah.
Tal, you were able to grab Alia and pull her like outside of the ship just through the crack. Tamir, you're still attached, or Malik, you're still attached to your brother, but you feel the hyper rope tug maybe in the wrong direction? Towards, like, are you going to go back in and get some?
Yeah. Tal's on our way to safety. He is, as long as they're within reach, he can grab at least one. Or two,
Yeah.
whatever the closest he can get.
Okay, I'm going to let you make, well, here's the thing. It's not a very hard agility check. I'm going to still have you make one.
I have a dice pool of 2.
It's okay.
It's
because
hard.
It doesn't matter. You're going to be pulled in anyways. Basically, you start to get pulled into this energy source. She is creating.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's
right.
She got a
She's like
vacuum
slowly
gun.
like
Yeah.
sucking everything in. So you're like, it's so
But
close.
he's on
you
the
can
string.
But you're on the string,
Yeah.
and you can see them. They're starting to pull closer to her, and you have to swim a little bit. So just give me that quick agility. Okay.
It's not good.
You
It's
get
never good.
roll a d6. Okay. 5. You reach out and like swipe like jacks, and you get 5 of them in your hands. Malik, the hyper rope at your belt tugs you forward. Tamir is now in the pull of her like radius of whatever she's pulling in. He's basically being sucked down the drain, Jumanji style, right into the board game.
I'm the weak brother, just so we're clear here. You greedy little fuck.
But also, like, everybody's weight. First off, he's not greedy. He is... There is a different force that calls to him.
And
Listen.
it's these things are
Weightless doesn't matter when you're being sucked in by a pseudo black hole, okay?
Dear God, motherfucker.
Tamir, you get these 5 things in your hand, and then all of a sudden something happens. It's not just that you're being pulled in, it's like life is being pulled and forced from you. Air. You can feel it even in your suit. Something, it draws at you, it pulls. Tamir, or to Malik, would you like to try to save your brother?
I would like to do that. But Dot, I would like to go ahead and do more bullshit.
Okay.
Hit the
tell
bullshit
me.
button, guys.
Okay.
Dot, I would like to use my icon talent.
What does your icon talent do?
Whatever I want, which is great. That's why I picked it.
Why don't you read us the words, why don't you read us the words that it actually
Fate
says?
is on your side, giving you the benefit of getting to change a single concrete detail in a scene more to your favor. It must be something that has a cosmetic or indirectly helpful effect. You cannot make an enemy disappear, but you can decide that there is a knife within reach, or that a window has been left open. The GM has final say on what is possible to accomplish the talent, and I can only use it once per session. I would like to, while attempting to reel in my giant fish of a brother, I would like for him to have forgotten the third grenade that comes loose as I yank him forward.
Great. Okay. I will accept that. This grenade kind of pitters off of his belt and floats forward and is being like pulled into this. It looks like a liquid ball of hot metal as she's literally ripping time and space in the ship, and it's just feeding this ball that's getting bigger and bigger and slowly like consumed and looks like it's going to basically explode. Tamir, you feel a tug at your waist as maybe you even try to reach for one more, but you only get 5. And your brother pulls you out. Tal, you look back and you see Malik struggling to pull Tamir free of this. And another explosion goes off from the inside of the ship. This time, it ruptures the white butterfly ship, cracking it in half. You see the back end that was touching the ice at the top that was kind of holding it in place. It breaks free. Ice chunks begin floating down kind of on all of you. Water pressure, everything kind of takes a moment to like resettle. I'm going to accept a single agility check from everybody or force check to get the fuck out of here.
One success for me.
Boo-boo! I just need a success.
I'm
Just
on.
need... Yes! Okay.
Holy shit!
There's a moment where
Go
all
to
of you
find
free
go.
yourself of the white butterfly. You are dodging chunks of ice that fall from the icy ceiling that was holding the end of the ship in place. It cracks free like the Titanic and breaks in two kind of right in front of you. One piece hits, things kind of shift and mutter, but y'all don't stop. You know the way back to your ship. You get out of the kind of larger ship proper, right? This kind of destroyed freighter vessel or battleship. And you have to make it to the surface. Here's what I think I'm going to do. We've got 3 corruption bars. Alia, Tau, Tamir, your suits, and your... Oh, no, and Malik. Who do I want it to be? Tal, you're not leaking air anymore. You just have a little bit of air. The rest of them have damaged suits, which is way worse. So Tal, you're fine. It's gonna be a real tight push. You're at like 15%. You're gonna have to really kick it to the surface, but you're gonna be okay. Alia, Tamir, Malik. Alia, you can feel the water bridging your chin now. It's leaking. It's gonna be up to your mouth very, very soon, and you have a 2-mile climb to the surface.
Okay, Haz would be like, I'm just gonna take a big breath.
Yeah, Tamir. You and your brother's helmet is cracked. There's a part of me. Malik, you're even. Tamir, you're odd. Who is even? Malik?
Tamir, I think you said.
Tamir, did I say Tamir was even? Malik was odd? I said it out loud and then forgot.
I was not paying attention.
I think I said Malik Tamir. Malik, you're all like swimming towards the surface and doing a pretty damn good job to get the hell out of here from this place. And you can see like the ship itself that now is sitting on this kind of surface floor of this moon under the water is kind of collapsing in on itself, and it's beginning to just like, right? The change in pressure as you move towards the surface is making your helmet crack. It too is beginning to gain water. It begins to actually leak. You can see it start to drip inside. I am a very kind GM. All of you have been through so much tonight.
Just do it.
So very, very much. And as all of you swim towards the surface, you all got a success to escape. You think you're not going to make it. Alia, the water, it moves up towards your mouth. You have to keep it closed. It's like splashing your nose as you're swimming towards the surface. Malik, if you swim any faster, it's going to break your face shield open, and you've got at least another mile to go.
Is there?
And then you, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna say, I feel like decompression is going to be a thing. Like,
Oh, it's
that's
going to be
a
a
thing.
super
we
thing.
can deal with decompression sickness later.
Okay.
And as you are all swimming
More worried about drowning.
as fast as you can, and y'all are trying to make it to the surface. You got a long way to go and a lot of stamina to put behind this. I'd say you're still quite a ways down, maybe 3/4 of a mile or so as you like bridge the halfway point, and you can actually see lights above the surface of the water. Very small, little tiny. I'm gonna make a roll. hang on. This is fun. This is gonna be interesting. It could be bad, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen because this is the way it is. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I can do this. I only needed the one. You see lights, like the bottom of a ship floating just above the water surface. You can see the water like rippling and vibrating. And as you get closer, you all see something. It drops into the water and is slowly sinking down. It seems to be the drop piece to your ship, the piece that goes into the cargo bay, that you would like load things on and then back up. You got to swim to it, but it seems that Lamara has managed to pilot the vessel. You were on comms the whole time. So
That's
I will
fair.
use our final corruption point, or our corruption bar for the night, to not be terribly mean. Lamar rolled a 1 to pilot the ship. She doesn't know shit about it, but she got it off the ground.
She touched the ship.
She tried. I imagine with Sally, they're doing okay. And she's managed to lower down, like, the cargo drop into the water for all of you to grab a hold of. On it sits a very pristine, beautiful, what is the little drivey thing y'all have?
The crawler?
Yeah, the crawler. She moved the crawler over and it sits there because the crawler is entirely waterproof. Y'all see it. It's like, it comes out of the sky, light behind it. Ah, as Lamara drops down the crawler and something to save you. Y'all can hop in the crawler if you like.
Wait, the crawler was waterproof this whole time?
I was gonna say, wait, the crawler was waterproof this whole time. We would have taken it into Kua.
Here's the thing, y'all. Oh yeah, it was totally. I mean, you could.
That was
totally,
the point of getting it, but that was like, no.
But
it's
here's
a
the thing:
jungle.
it doesn't swim.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Right,
swim.
it doesn't swim.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you guys would have just floated to the bottom and been able to ride the bottom, but you can't swim with it. It's not an actual aquatic thing. It just happens to be airtight.
Okay.
That would have saved
So
us
it's
so
it's
much.
more like a last ditch effort versus a really great idea to ride a ton's worth of metal to the bottom of the ocean, because the crawler may not have been able to necessarily pull you back out this far down, if that makes sense.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, we get in the crawler just like.
So we're gonna get a submarine that we'll never use next time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, just calling.
Just like the
Yeah,
crawler
that's
we
the-
also never used.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, this is where you're using the crawler right now.
Our DM remembered and used it. We didn't use this.
Y'all crawl into this perfectly pristine crawler. As you come in, there's like a small chamber, you all squeeze in, close it off, you dump the water, you go in. You and a little bit of water like spill into the back of this open. It's kind of built like a tank, but you don't enter from the top. You enter from like the back end of it.
It's like the Mako from Mass Effect.
Exactly. And there's, I believe there's 6 seats on it, 3 on either side, and then like a pilot seat that can like drive. But it is like latched down to the platform that's dropped from the bottom of the ship. And as all of you kind of maybe catch your breath for the first time, having like a solid moment, you can feel the motion of like as it starts to rise you and drag you out of the water. Below you is a very quiet explosion. It takes you about 2 minutes to get to the surface. As you kind of bridge the surface, you can hear the water like off the side. There's a very quaint voice. It's like, hello? Did you live? Hello?
As soon as we get in the crawler, I take my helmet off. Lamar, you're the best.
Did you live? Did we win?
Yeah,
We're
we
alive.
won.
Oh, good. And you can kind of hear the like, and you hear Sally's voice says, "Welcome back to the Defiant."
Let's get the fuck out of here.
The back door of this clatters open into the Defiant proper. You all stand there in these shiny wetsuits, and Lamara is kind of smiling at you, and she kind of stands at the end and looks at all of you ragtag cracks in your helmet. tears in your suit. Alia, maybe you let open your hood and just water spills out, because you've been collecting it.
Alia takes her helmet off and just walks over and gives the biggest bear hug to Lumara. Like just lifts up and just like hugs her.
That's a hug for you. That's a hug for you, chat. You did this. You did this with your corruption bar. Tal, you see that you were down to like 3% oxygen as you reached the surface. Basically, you were very close to being out. And there's kind of a moment as Lamar goes, I learned how to put the ship in hover, but I don't actually, we're just kind of floating here. Sally's like, Captain, it may be a good idea for you to come to check on her, blah, blah. And so she goes, but I did it. I got it off the ground.
You did good.
I scraped the paint.
There's paint?
Do any of you say or do anything?
Are we back on the
You are
Defiant?
properly on the
We are
Defiant.
properly.
And it's just kind of like, it's like hovering above the water. And all of you can, I'd say you feel probably, there's like, how when you drop a missile, there's like a depth charge inside the water and it consumes and then it outward. It's kind of like that. You can even look outside, and as the ship hovers above the water, it swirls like something's drawing it in, and then there's going to be a massive explosion. So maybe getting the fuck off of this planet or this moon's a good idea.
Alia actually. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Tamir just like as soon as like they're on there, like he unfastens his helmet and just like throws it to the ground and turns to Tal, placing both hands on her face and just pulls her in for a deep, almost desperate kiss. Like
That longing.
he's probably
Too.
soaked in water and sweat and just like his hands, like running through her hair, and just he does not want to let her go.
So should I fly the ship or?
Almost as if to contrast how dissimilar the brothers are. This is happening while Malik is walking towards the bathroom, where he is like unzipping and water is falling out of his suit. The helmet's off, the tank falls, almost Sewell-like as you hear, "I fucking hate moons!" as he walks into the bathroom.
The Mara seems real shell-shocked. She looks at Alia, who's nearby, because Alia, you were hugging her, and she looks up at Alia, it's like, are we gonna go? And about this time, there's a...
Yeah. Okay, so
Go.
Yeah, so when Lamar says something,
Yep.
Tal will kind of like come up for air, so to speak. And be like, right, okay. And just start running to the captain's chair, like before
hussies.
anything has a chance to go wrong.
Tao runs. Tao, just make a piloting check. You're just gonna get your normal basic bonuses for this. Do use your maneuver. Though you get the +2 from the maneuver, the 1 for the and 1 for the chapel.
Blessing. Yeah.
Yeah, the blessing on the chapel on the ship.
Yeah.
You didn't get to pray. You didn't get to pray before this one, so
Yeah.
you don't get any bonus there. Just the 3.
As I run, I'm just like, oh god.
I was gonna say that Alia makes her
success.
way towards the chapel.
To give a prayer, like maybe everybody needs their space, and Lamar's kind of left standing, like, as Tao, you kind of take off from the planet's surface. All of you can feel that juddering that happens as you break atmosphere into empty space, and you can see as you look back behind you, if you do at all, a massive depth charge goes off. There is kind of an eruption and a cracking that happens on this moon's surface. It is violent and eruptive, and you know what, Alia? You said you were going to the chapel.
Oh yeah.
You connected with this ship and the Vestal that called it home. You can roll a mystic ability check for me.
Okay.
Tal needs more oxygen to survive
Christ,
that kiss. 3% ain't gonna be enough.
What is today? Come on.
Okay,
Nope.
something is wrong. You can't put your finger on it. But as you reach your tap one, maybe you hit your knees to say a prayer as you're trying to get off this planet, you can feel it. Something's not right. You don't know what it is and you can't put your finger on it. But we see Tao, as fast as she can, get the hell out of here. The ship bridges into space and Sally goes, "Captain, we are clear of atmosphere." And then there is like a wave that ripples across the ship. It rocks everything. There's like a boo, almost like an alarm that goes off, and Sally says, "Captain, a strange amount of radioactivity has blasted itself across this entire sector." A screen pulls up, Tao, and you can kind of see it. Maybe you're in your wetsuit. Maybe you're doing the same thing Malika's doing, like unzipping and trying to like get dry. And
Oh no, Tal's still wetsuit
in the
on,
wetsuit, just like
in the captain's chair. We are just getting the fuck out of here. Once we're safe, I can worry about what I'm wearing.
She goes, "Captain, I have bad news."
Great, let me have it.
It seems that there is an unnatural stability to the portal around the sun. And Tao, you have this thing, it's like fast as it can go. And as you draw closer, like out of these planets, and you're getting ever closer, more and more information's coming in. And maybe all of you officially gather at some point. It's going to take you about 20 or 25 minutes to like settle. Everybody comes together. Sally keeps giving you these readouts. She says, "Captain, it is very strange. There is a vast amount of electronic force that is coming from this area. It's rather unnatural. And as you draw closer, Tao, you begin to, all of you out the front of the ship begin to see very strange things. All of those ships that were manning a blockade now lie in a bit of ruin. Some of them float empty through space, dumping bodies out into the area. Some of them are floating towards the nearest planets, being sucked into atmosphere and pulled down like asteroids to a never-ending death. And as you draw near the portal, Tamir, you're a specialist on this, so I'm going to give you a chance.
I have a theory.
I will give,
yeah,
I'll give both of you a chance. You can roll a science or you can roll a data gen check. Add a -2.
Both
Ooh,
of
add
you
a
as in
negative
who?
two.
Anybody that wants to properly try to roll the data gen.
I don't have a data gen.
I can do a data gen.
Okay.
I'll do it.
You and Malik are welcome to clickety-clack up and see what you know.
So that's science with a -2 as well.
I got a 1.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 2.
Okay. Tao, there is like, it's like,
Oh, why did mine not roll? That was weird.
Oh, you're
Where?
sci-
Oh.
Did
never
it roll?
No, it said syntax error.
Is that because you're clicking a skill you don't have?
Nope, I have science. Syntax error.
Give us, I would refresh the
Not
page,
for
sir.
me at all.
I'd refresh the page.
Is your modifier accurate? Maybe that's.
Okay.
Is your modifier negative?
Mm-hmm.
Don't put a
No,
negative.
Yeah, don't put a negative. Let's just
Oh,
see.
it's just a 2. Okay,
just a
then
2.
that is what it's doing. Oh no, but I'm just clicking the number and it automatically puts the negative.
Yeah, put a positive
Just
2
put a
in the
positive 2.
negative. In the negative side.
Okay. That's
Mm-hmm.
not good.
There you go.
Hey!
Oh, that's
Hey!
okay.
Side.
Wow.
So y'all are looking at these
Okay.
readouts together.
know
with
my
a
portals,
collective
alright,
mind and a
motherfuckers? I went to
critical
school.
success. Here's what I'm going to give
school.
you.
Also, I have Aurora, and this is exactly probably what I
Something
think it
is coming through the portal out, and I don't mean a ship. It is like it's not an EMP explosion necessarily, but it is a force-based like. It's like a wave of energy that's blasting out. It's pushing ships. They can't seem to fight it. And as you all draw nearer, and your readouts are giving you more information, you watch as like one monastery cruiser hits another. Their reactors explode off in the distance. They start falling to a nearby planet. Tal, what did you roll in your pilot? You rolled a 2, so I'm going to give you a success on this. You see incoming debris, and Tal's kind of dodging left and right to kind of get past pieces of the ship that are being exploded. Every time one of these pulses comes out across space, it pushes that debris closer to you. You can feel it like rock the ship a little bit as Tal's hanging on. The only way out of this is through that portal, and you know that, Tamir. But what you also know, based on the 2 data gen roll and this critical success on science. Oh, it is Aurora that you hear. She goes, Tamir, I have bad news.
Yes, talk to me, Aurora.
That portal's real active, but it's rapidly destabilizing. She's a child. It's also a library.
Just having fun.
It's rapidly destabilizing. We have about 10 minutes to make a jump, or it's gonna shut down and explode this whole sector.
Is it stable enough for us to go through it, though?
Right now it is.
Right, understood.
You know that 10 minutes is not enough time for you to prep anything, Tamir. Your crew is going to have to make a blind jump.
Good, we can do it.
And
We've tactically done it before.
Everyone
not
pray, please.
You have not ever made a flat blind jump without the help.
No, we have not.
You have not without you. You've never made just a flat blind jump without the help of actually writing the algorithm through the portal. Aurora says, scratch that. You have 7 minutes. That is 7 minutes to put everybody in a cryopod and to make a blind jump.
Everybody, I need you in the cryopods now. Now. Whatever you're doing, get into it now. We have 7 minutes or we're all going to die.
What are we doing?
Tal, you and I, we're going to work as fast and as long as we can to get us to the portal. I need you to get us through the portal. We have to get through the portal now.
Blind jump?
Blind jump.
All right, everybody in the pods, go. And
Talia
I'm going to
runs.
use that as a command to make everybody move faster. Everybody move! I don't care what you're wearing.
Mike, I can see you want to say something.
I was laughing because of Tal, because of Eris. Yeah, I would like to run to the pods. For reference as to why everyone's laughing in chat, is because I'm in a towel. I would like to run to the pods. I would like to get in a pod and leave it open and slide over one of the computers on the arm thing that we keep referencing over and over again.
Yeah.
And while I'm here, I'm going to lay in the pod and have this thing on here, and I'm going to do my damnedest to attempt to assist Tamir. I'm rerouting processing power. Like I'm deactivating everything is like baseline systems, whatever we need, the minimal, so that he can use as much processing power as he possibly can.
What did you do with the blue disc?
I mean, technically, it would have been on the floor with all my clothes, but I think Malik is the kind of person that would have picked that up.
Yeah, I mean, you had some time before you actually made it to this world. You had some travel time, basically.
So he would probably have it on him, honestly.
Okay. Like in your pocket, like you maybe even check it, it's there, and you're clacking away. You're gonna help Tamir. Tamir, what are you doing?
Math. Lots of math. As much math as he can. Sally needs to run prioritize specific details. He's probably even just talking to Aurora okay, what do we already we have the access. We have information previous that he has spent studying about weird things that happen in the portals. So I think he's almost formulating a backup plan just in case.
Okay. You did roll a critical success on all of this, to just understand what the hell is happening. So I'm gonna say Aurora tells you. She goes, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but I told you that the white butterflies were weapons, right?
Yes.
She says, those pulses, They're meant to be destabilizing pulses. She says, we have to get through before another one comes or the ship may not make it.
I understand, Aurora. Is there any way that we could... Well, you would know. How can we defend ourselves from such a weapon? How can we...
Well, they
Turn it
don't know.
off.
She goes, well, they don't know you're here. And she's like, I'm gonna guess that you really upset the pretty lady in white. And she probably let her friends know. They're coming for us, and we have to get out of this system. It
We're
doesn't
going to
matter
do our
where we
best.
end up, Tamir.
Okay. Okay. Thankfully, Aurora, we have the best damn pilot of all the Third Horizon guiding us through.
I
We'll be
trust
okay.
you. She goes, I'm not nervous. She's not. You are.
He's so nervous. Tal.
What kind of calculations are you trying to run here, Tamir? Or Malik? Tamir, what are y'all trying to actually accomplish? Butt clench.
Get there as fast as possible, right? Because
Okay.
we're on a limited time, so we had to adjust energy. We had to divert energy so that we could get there
Okay.
in time.
So I will take a technology roll to divert energy to get you to the portal in time. Tal will end up making one more piloting check just to like dodge all of the debris.
Honestly, my thought, and Tamir, our engineer, correct me if I'm wrong, some calculations towards the algorithm are better than 0 calculations towards the
Yes.
I see
algorithm.
what you're saying.
Yeah, and so that's why he wants to do a little bit of math. Like, we definitely have to come at it from this angle. We can only use this amount of speed. We can only have this amount of power going, or else we go kaboom.
I also want to say for some sweet cinematic effect here.
Okay.
We have like open comms because this is an emergency, right?
Yes.
Like there's klaxons and shit like that. And like as Tamir is like saying things about like, you know, because I assume when you're trying to do math, you're kind of talking out loud. But as Tamir is talking out loud and trying to work through the algorithm, the notes, the coordinates, etc., Malik is in the pod, same thing, screen up, and he is sending, like, because Malik has access to the original blue disk, all the stuff we pulled off Hamura, and he organized it. So he's sending snippets of code to Tamir to like just piecemeal together and throw at this portal and hope for the best. So like
Okay.
as he's thinking out loud, oh, I could try this. Boom, it appears on his
roll
screen.
one more d6, Tamir, for your help from Malik. I'm gonna just get added like an extra. So here's what a blind jump actually does. Usually a blind jump is a -3 to the piloting roll. What this means is it's a -2 because Tamir managed to put something in versus nothing. Tal. Ollie, are you doing anything in the midst of all of this? You getting in? What are you doing?
Well, she heard over the intercom, run in and get into the
Yeah, so
into
you
the
got into
cryopod.
one. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's all she can do is get in there and pray.
Tal probably at one point was like, Alia, pray as hard as you can.
Yeah, that's pretty much all she could do.
Alia, you at a +1 then, so now it's
Okay.
because you're praying, right? You're blessing the ship because Tal's not going to have time to pray like she usually does because she's trying to pilot this fucker.
Oh,
So-
as Tal's doing everything, she's like, please, traveler, let us go through this. But that it's not like an effective prayer, but she's doing it.
And yeah,
Can I real quick, because this is definitely something it's a great time to get it out. Before Tamir has to go to his cryopod, because he still has to go run all the way over there, he's gonna come up to Tal and like pry her hand, I'm assuming, off of the one of her hands off of the council controls, and then just leave a small metal talisman in her hand, and then just kiss her hand and say, I believe in you, Tal. Wherever we go, you will get us there safely.
Tal just puts her other hand around the back of Tamir's neck and pulls him in for one more kiss before she pushes him away and gets back to work.
you can see that the proximity, like they're not really grenades, they're like missiles, right? Anything that gets close to the hull of the ship, and they're going off like, and they're taking off pieces of debris that would otherwise be hitting your vessel. And they're working as hard as they can to keep things off of you. Ships are crashing into other ships. It's basically like somebody let off an EMP here, and none of the vessels can control themselves. You miss the first blast because you were far enough out. So you're dodging and weaving through what are just people and ships of the Order that are just dying by mass right now in space. Tal, I need you to make a piloting check. You're going to take a -2 to the... Actually...
I usually have a +3.
Maneuver. You usually have a +3, but that's maneuvering. That's not actually going to be very helpful here because you're going through the portal. There's no... It's keeping you... It's maneuvering you away from debris, but not through the portal. So you're going to get the +1 for the chapel, the +1 from Alia praying like a mofo. So your -2 is now a 0, so you have no negatives to this roll. It is just a flat piloting check.
Okay.
4 successes!
Okay. As we round out our evening, this is what happens. A 4 critical success. Tau, you hear Sally tell you, Captain, the crew are in their cryopods. The camera cuts to a round chamber. Alia, still praying, pulls it kind of, hydraulics down. Tamir, your hand is empty. You left it with Tau. You know she can do this. She can do this. As you close your pod, Malik, Lamara crawls in the pod with you. Pulls it closed, pushes your computer away, pulls the pod closed. It's like box date. She smiles as the both of you go into cryo sleep. As the both of you go into cryo sleep. Tau, you know that you're alone. I don't know what you're saying.
I said there's a creepy Lamara smile, and then a very confused clit it frosts over.
And both of you freeze in this moment. And Tau, you're all by yourself. You know they are in sleep. You have minutes. There's a timer. As you set it, and you have to hope that this is going to work. You hear it come over. Captain, you must get in your pod. You have 30 seconds. You check maybe the talisman in your hand, a reminder that no matter how many portals you go through, no matter what end of the third horizon you are in or what you face, you have somebody that loves you. And you crawl in the portal as you watch the timer as it freezes you. 10, 9, 8.
Talisman right above my heart.
7, 6. We hear that door close. 4, 3, 2. The portal consumes you and pulls you in like it always does as you fall and drift into a sleep towel. Another pulse rings out moments after the Defiant pings through the portal. Anyone that was in Uharu is now ravaged by a second wave of an attack by the first horizon. Darkness consumes our party. A blind jump like this is dangerous. A blind jump through a space that is being inhabited by white butterfly ships waiting, twice as dangerous. Our crew lies in cryosleep, a stasis. The ship takes pretty extreme damage as it comes out the other side, and we see some portal somewhere in the third horizon spit the Defiant out. It doesn't travel straight. It tumbles like a kid tossing a rock down concrete. No lights, no hydraulics. It floats empty in space, like a ship lost at sea. Without power, none of you wake up. And there's an eerie silence as the camera follows a small singular ship as it floats empty through space, lost at sea in essence. With a small fade to black. Tau, you're not awoken by the sound of hydraulics, or of Sally, or of the emptiness of space, but by the sound of medical instruments. Boop, 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 Your eyes might come to just a little bit for you to look over. You're attached to a medical machine. There's IVs in your arms and you're rather groggy. Somebody you don't know puts their hand on your forehead and she says, shh, rest. You've been floating in space for almost 2 months. Tao takes your brain a moment, and it's almost too much for you to handle under this much sedation. She says, but you're out of coma now. Let's hope the rest of your crew joins you. And the camera fades to black. And we will pick up next week with the lost crew of the Defiant. Mike, you're muted.
Well, shit.
That's amazing. That was great.
Die.
I am so happy right now. You don't even know.
I'm so glad y'all are happy because Mike changed my name to an actual monster.
I just noticed that.
I stand by what
Yeah,
I
he
said.
did.
Okay. So
Is Dot not like the best?
That was so good. Dot, you absolute mad
amazing.
genius.
Yeah.
I have so
ain't
many
even
things to
done.
say in that
Y'all
after
poured
show.
more darkness points into my pool of
You
horrible
didn't
things
even,
to happen.
you said you wanted things to happen, and so we're
Let
like,
me
okay.
let me tell you.
Make your
Had
things
Tao
happen.
not rolled that critical 4, things would have been a lot worse for you. Let me tell you what that critical force promised. That the Defiant was not destroyed.
Was that
You know
going to be
what?
like a total
I'm
party
good
kill?
at that. I'm that is all I need.
Yeah.
Don't
was
take
It's not
away my
It is
baby.
not a total party kill. That was not. I told you there were many ways you could have died. I promised you wouldn't die via drowning. You didn't. But I did use the last corruption bar that I had to play the sea card to leave you guys lost and floating at sea. Sea being space. Tal did pray to the traveler, did she not? It seemed only appropriate with a critical success to play the traveler card and leave you lost in space.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
okay. All right. Well.
Fuck outros.
Well.
Dude, this is going to be
We're
after
people.
show.
We play
Oh, we
games.
have-
Bye.
Yeah. You know what?
Except
Yeah.
for thank you. Thank people who
That
did the
was
thing.
that was a hell of a thing. We're here. We're 2.5 seasons done. You know where to find us. We're on Twitter. Do the thing. Thank you for all of the corruption
I'm fan
bars.
myself.
Thank you for the corruption bars today. Most importantly, thank you everyone for supporting the show. Without you, season 3 would not be possible. Thank you for your crowdfunding efforts. And lastly, before we get the hell out of here and
give 'em
go
some good
film
news.
our after show, which I recommend if you guys want the after show, check out on Patreon. Link for that down below.
Did you post the GM one I did?
I don't, but I will. I will post it this weekend. Because I totally forgot. I was very busy.
Mike is gonna post something that I gave him. That's just me chatting about the lore and how we got to this point. So if you
Yeah.
need some like puzzle pieces filled in, or you want like the meta knowledge that maybe our crew didn't get because of bad rolls or something, I did like a less than 10-minute chat on the matter.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for the crowdfunding efforts. This game has been amazing. We are almost 9 months into playing this campaign. And the thing I will leave you on before a smash cut to us getting the hell out of here is you have an additional 3 months to look forward to because we are dropping season 4 in 4 short weeks. So we will see you in April for season 4. We have 2 more episodes of season 3 to find out what the hell just happened. And we'll see you for season 4 come April. Same time, same channel, same day. 4 seasons and a movie. We're out of here.
So Tuesdays doing the thing.
Yep. We love you all. Thank you so much for being here. From all of us to you guys. See you next week.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.